Ugh. Guys, I'm getting the itch. I'm getting the scope creep itch, the feature creep. Part of me wants to experiment with jetpacks again. It's a terrible idea. I shouldn't do it. I know better. I know better than to start doing jetpacks. I've tried it already. I gave it a good shot on huge grass. It didn't work. Well, it did, but it had too many bugs. Part of me that has no control desperately wants to do jetpacks, man. I don't think we're gonna... Well, if we do it today, we'll do it after we finish everything else. We've got a long to-do list, and I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I think we're going to finish the bulk of everything remaining needing to be done on the map. Also, we did such a good job yesterday, dude. I'm so happy about how things turned out yesterday on the map. Permafrost has been 2 days away from finish for 2 months. I cannot confirm or deny. You used a lot of big numbers there, and those just go over my head, I'm afraid. So I can't confirm whether or not that's true. I would need a mathematician to double check what you said. But maybe. Jetpack? Yeah, you know, we have the gravity jump, which is a great item, but I was like, damn, it sure would be cool to have a jetpack. I don't know. I'll think about it. My wife's boyfriend and I are excited to watch this again. Is a jetpack a possibility? It's technically possible, but we'll see. We'll see. I've done it before on huge grass. It's just pretty much impossible to make it consistent or work even close to as good as it works in Reach. Trying to get custom textures to work in Halo 4, but can't find any good guides out there. Custom textures in Halo 4 should be pretty straightforward. You make it a TIFF file, TIF extension type image, and you put it in a folder, and you run the bitmaps command on that folder. And every TIFF image should get turned into a bitmap tag. It sounds tough? Yeah. It's... I mean, conceptually it's easy. It's just getting it to not be spammable is pretty challenging. Can make a jetpack work like the gravity jump? Well, gravity jump works by dropping an item an invisible object right on you and spawning it and then deleting it, that launches you. Whereas a jetpack would need to be continuously connected to you and have some kind of resource meter. And that's basically impossible outside of doing a full-on campaign mod, sadly. You never know, though. Maybe I could think of something clever. I don't know. Probably not. But I'm going to experiment at some point later today anyway. Because I'm just crazy like that. All right. Since we've got a decent few of us in here, I say we just get started. Play some Halo 2. Boom. Alright, guys. Let's begin. Hello! And welcome back to the stream. It's so good to have you here. I wish Halo City was higher. You probably get that every time. That's not an uncommon statement or sentiment, but it is what it is. It's good to see you guys. Hope you've been well. We've got some pretty fun stuff on the docket today. As I was just yapping about, I may experiment with a jetpack just to see how possible it is. I did some pretty clever tricks to get a jetpack working in the past reasonably well, but I'm going to be honest, I really don't have a lot of confidence that it's even possible in Halo 3, at least in a way that actually works good. So I'm probably just going to say screw it and not even touch that for longer than like 30 minutes. Instead, we have a ton of different really cool stuff to work on the map today, and we get to appreciate how dang good the Spire upgrades that we went through yesterday were. In fact, I love them so much that I think I'll look at them a second time. Let's turn the jetpack on. Whee! They hired me, wouldn't be working on stuff like this. Oh, yet I would. I would. So our upgrades to the Spire yesterday were pretty awesome. I feel satisfied with them. Not only did we get some nice texture upgrades all around, we added new objects like this one right here. Oh, let's turn the audio on so we can actually hear. We got some nice stuff like this right here, which is a new little addition to the Spire itself. Then we got on the top of the Spire and on the inside, we actually have much nicer lighting, courtesy of Zophie, who upgraded the Halo 3 shadowing to allow for glowing lights like this to not get shadows cast on them, which looks so much better, by the way. On top of that, we got tons of new collision on the inside here, so you can't just get stuck inside walls anymore. We have upgraded collision on everything. It is a totally solid object. Around the outside, we got nice little details all around the walkways, new glowing textures that we're missing. We got these barricades implemented, which are now nice pieces of cover that the Spire never had before, but that I had removed ages ago. We finally improved this thing, added some cool little techie bits inside it. Got these new little bits and bobs all around here, which look pretty darn good. What else? We did the top of the Spire, got some nice upgrades as well, which was super nice. So if we pop on up, we finally fixed the issue where the Spire just never quite launched you fully high enough out of here. We fixed that. We added some new effects to the bottom of the grav lift as well. Lighting looks a lot nicer up here, courtesy of Zophie once again. Got the glass looking good. I think as far as visuals go, there's only like one minor issue, which is the way that normal bumps are calculated, but I don't think that's going to be something that can be fixed. That would be entirely Zophie, and she said that's not even seemingly viable, so screw it. Whatevs. It all looks super good. I wish official modded servers were a thing. Well, they won't be official, but there is a Halo mods launcher that's in the works by the most talented people in the Halo modding community. And whenever they're done with it, and from what I understand, they're pretty close to feature complete on it, we'll be able to have a modded custom browser for all of MCC. David! Dude, thank you for becoming a member! I really appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. It's good to have you. Appreciate the membership, dude. The generosity is very, very much appreciated. Your local Halo modder out here is very much grateful. It's good to have you. Guessing mod launcher won't work on consoles? No, it won't. It'll be a PC-only thing, sadly. I mean, consoles can't load mods in any way, shape, or form anyway, so when you think about it like that, it's like, hey, kind of take what we can get. Davy Jones alt. What's it called? It's not out. It's not released. They're still working on it. I have no idea when they'll be done. I'm not associated with them. I'm just super hyped and fascinated by the work. It's literally just called the Halo Mods Launcher. It's being worked on in the official Halo Mods Discord server. They've been on a bit of a hiatus recently, just taking a break from Burnout, because, you know, they're just doing it all for free. You know, I get that. I also relate. I need to take breaks to prevent burnout, too. I'm looking at the chat right now just to see if they were talking about it anytime recently. One of the main devs said, everything is functional. It's mainly just refining things. I went down a bit of a rabbit hole with the user experience. Let's see. The biggest roadblock, they said, is UI and user experience. The interface, basically. The workflow isn't as seamless as they'd like to be. Basically, it functions. It's really good, but they're trying to make it, like, perfect. They're just trying to make it perfect. Thank you for the $5, Hydra. Appreciate it.
I was messing with your mods this morning, and it reminded me, did you know the campaign evolved Seraph has actual landing gear?
Wait, what? It has landing gear? For real? Wait, I kind of want to see that. That might, like, motivate me to put landing gear on the Reach Seraph. Wait, what? That's kind of sick. Does anyone have a screenshot of that they could post in the Discord? I've flown that thing a bunch. I never noticed it. A Covenant Cruiser is outside my house. What do I do? Well, first of all, congratulations. You will be making it to the Great Journey. That's awesome. Proud of you. You know, not everybody gets to go on the Great Journey. What's the next project after Permafrost? I've been planning for a long time to do a Halo 3 campaign mod. Something really cool, cinematic, polished, and awesome. As you can probably see, Permafrost kind of became very campaign-esque in the way that it all works. One of the comments that we got during the last playtest that made me really happy was that someone said that it felt like they were playing, like, campaign while they were on Permafrost. Thank you for the 2, Hydra! Appreciate it!
Already did check Discord.
Oh, bet. Let me see. Let me see. Landing gear. Is this? Yo, wait, it really does! Hold on, let me bring up all these images. Whoa. You know, oh, dude, this is reminding me of something. Do I hate it or do I like it? I haven't decided yet. Hold on, let me see. Also, hi. Hello, I'm a human being. Look at this. This is Seraph landing gear. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. On one hand, it's cool to see that they integrated it into the design. On the other hand, it kind of reminds me of the Halo 2 pre-release, like, E3 Phantom, which had landing gear. Which is a bit silly looking, but, like, obviously it needs landing gear. The Seraph has never had it, so it's like, how does it land? Does it just hang in there and just get hooked onto something? It did in Reach, to be fair. Yeah, it's got little legs. I like this one. This is a really creative way to do the landing gear. I like that. It just kind of like folds out. These are funny looking, these front ones. I can't lie. These look a little silly. Like, yeah, they work. They work, and they're Covenant-y, and they got, you know, the tubes and the curves and stuff. I get it. It works. They just look like little feet, dude. They look like little, like, cartoon feet. Little Pixar guy feet. I think I'd have to see it, like, from a distance with, like, a full-scale thing, but that's cool that they added it. I've always wanted there to be, like, landing gear for the Seraph. At the very least, the Reach Seraph, while it doesn't have proper landing gear, it kind of, sort of lands flush with the ground. I don't know if you've ever seen the Seraph on Huge Grass, the Reach Seraph that I ported into Halo 3, it doesn't have landing gear, but it has, like, fins that function effectively as landing gear, if that makes sense. It kind of just, like, rests on its belly with, like, these rear fins. Here, let me... There. Yeah, so, like, technically no landing gear, but also it does rest flush with the floor. Like, I don't think these fins are, like, very aerodynamic. They kind of just, like, prop it up so that it stays level. It kind of just rests on its belly right here, and then the fins are, like, the rear landing gear, kind of. I don't know, maybe there's supposed to be landing gear on it. I couldn't really say. Maybe, like, that could be a piece of landing gear or something. It does have a metal strip on the bottom here. Maybe there's something about it that I just never really looked at and thought about. Nothing really screams landing gear on me to this, other than these two fins, which do hold it up and look pretty cool. Is this going to be the last update for Permafrost? Yes. Yes, it is. In fact, we're going to be doing this. We have a list of stuff here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reorganize this right now so that we know exactly what we're doing today. So... I'm going to do this. I'm going to start moving stuff up. Here's our step one. We're going to make HUD icons for the equipment. We're going to fix it so our red guys show up as red, even if you're not the host. We're going to make it so when elites grab either the Light of Judgment or the, you know, the giant device you have to take into the enemy spire, the MAC target designator, that when they grab it, it's kind of wonky. They hold it, like, up like this at a weird angle, which should be a pretty easy fix. So we'll do that. We'll quickly make some new strings for the Reach weapons that I downloaded from the VKMT team. They did a great job with those. This, I don't do it. I'm not worried about that. We'll throw the elite animations onto the elite animation graph as well. That's a super quick and easy one. We'll do I'm not going to worry about the grass. This is optional to add more sound scenery. I'll keep that there. So then I guess the other thing we would do is the debris that's still technically blocking some of the different parts of the bases, which I'll show you actually. I want to illustrate this for you guys because this is kind of a big deal. It's not like, it doesn't ruin the game because I tweaked it enough that it works, but it's a bit inconvenient. Basically, I'll show you, it's this. If we first take down the Spire Dome red, just cheat code to auto take down the Spire Dome here, rather than hitting the button.
Alert, red team's Spire Shield is now offline.
So we lose the Spire Shield, and the problem arises when this entire thing collapses. Some of these areas here, they don't get blocked, but they're kind of hard to reach. You can still press the buttons, but it's a little awkward. It's a little bit awkward. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do, is it Spire Destroy Red? Yes. There we go. Boom. Spire goes down. Beautiful. Completely collapses, impacts the ground, particles everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As the dust clears, we'll finally be able to see. Yeah, for the most part, this is fine. You know, I made it so that this thing kind of hangs here in the air, kind of stuck right here on the top bit there. And I believe... Oh, that phantom blew up. Ignore that. This kind of lands here, which is sort of in the way of aerial vehicles, but not so much. It kind of just adds to, like, debris and stuff. It'd be kind of nice if I could, like... spawn decals. Thank you for the 2, Adam. Appreciate it.
As much as you shouldn't do the jetpack,
yeah.
I have an idea.
I'm listening.
Instead of reach mechanics, make it operate like Halo 3 Brute jetpacks. It'd operate like a plasma pistol. Hold it down to charge it like the Brutes do. The more you charge, the further you go.
It's kind of cool, actually. I mean, it's very, like, Halo Custom Edition-y, you know, to do it that way, where basically it would be like a whole-ass weapon that controls it. It's good cover. It is pretty good cover. The real issue is this guy right here, right? Because the physics model on this is a lot bigger than it really should be, which I think if I actually fixed the physics model, this really wouldn't even be the worst thing ever. In fact, maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just make it so the physics model for this top bit is a little more detailed. Because if this actually had the correct physics model applied to it, rather than having this big invisible area that you're, like, blocked from, this, I don't even think would be a huge deal. It would probably save me a lot of time and effort, too. Because, like, yeah, I could technically walk around here, but if all I had to do was just tweak that, I think that'd be pretty good. What do you make, Permafrost into a firefight map? I mean, that's been one of my most requested features for a long time on the map. I'm certainly not against it in the future. I'm not going to do it for the main release, which we're, like, right about to run into, as we've basically finished everything we need to do. This is going to be our to-do list for today, which we can easily knock out in the next, like, hour. So that'll be nice. And then everything here is either really going to take a little bit of time, or it's optional and just not that important. So I'm going to save that until after we do these, which are all pretty straightforward and simple. I think first we're just going to tweak it so that the physics model on the top of the Spire is a little more detailed. I think that would go a really long way in making the entire experience with the Spire better. And then I wouldn't even have to tweak this animation, which I don't want to tweak the animation. Not because it's hard, but because this Spire over here uses the exact same animation, and I really don't want to have to tweak it any further, to be honest with you. So I think if we just tweak the physics model, visually it's a little in the way, but it's not terrible. But physics-wise, it's completely blocking you, and it is terrible. So if we just make it a little more detailed, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, Firefight map would go hard. I know a lot of people request it, especially because the Halo Mods launcher is not currently released. And because of that, basically nobody has access to do actual modded game nights on multiplayer maps. Finishing the fight again, are we? Indeed, indeed, indeed. And we're gonna basically just make the destroyed Spire object way nicer right now, which is Spire Top Dead Animated 7. Here it is. What we're looking for. And since we're not actually gonna be tweaking the animation today, I'm not gonna have any of that up. All we got to do is, we don't need the markers, but we do need the physics. So this is why it's so challenging to actually move around the Spire. Because I made this really low poly object, basically, that encompasses the entire shape here. In fact, I don't even think it's properly convexed yet. It's a bit rough. So I'm going to do an experiment here where I'm basically going to split this up into a couple of different pieces. I'm going to duplicate it once, and I'm going to hide that. And we're going to modify this so that it's only going to cover the top part here. So I'm going to basically delete the entire lower section of this, like so. And leave this at the end, but I'm going to delete all of that. And we're going to cover this up to the bare minimum. Thank you for the 2, Sid. Appreciate it.
Green finished the fight and blew my spy. Oh, ow, ow, ow.
Ow. And blew my spy. I wish that he would just... I wish they would just play Halo 3 and mod Halo 3 all the time. He doesn't understand. He just doesn't get it, man. He just doesn't freaking get it, dude. Waiting for Green to pop it. I'd be like, bro, what are you talking about? Okay, more or less, this is a pretty good shape, I would argue. Maybe I can move it up a little so it's a little less in the way. Like there, maybe? I gotta make sure it's reasonably centered. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I think what this needs, though, is a big line down the middle here. All right, there we go. See, now with that line, I feel like I could actually move these bits down and maintain a better curvature on this. Like, much better curvature. Right, like, boom, move it down. Boom, shrink. And then, size-wise, I could probably move these up. Not that this part really matters here, because it's not going to have, like, a major effect on anything. That down, scale it in. Basically, just want to get the bare minimum on the physics of this. Shrink this. This is definitely way too... Oh, shoot. What in the world? There's like extra vertices here. We gotta delete those. But yeah, we shrink this. Oh, where are all of these coming from? My God. I'll do like a triangle here. What? I'm so confused. Okay. I did some weird geometry on this. Okay, but we do this. Gives us this nice little closed up shape here. We'll close that up with a little quad. And for the most part, that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and just pull these back like that. And as long as I lower them enough, we should be good here. Can raise this part right there. Nice. You can't mod Halo 3 because during testing he grabs a weapon and waits for the other team to spawn so he can kill them. He's just too occupied when it comes to doing all that awesome, very cool spawn camping that he does. Understandable. Okay. Shape-wise, I think this is pretty good. If I convex this, it's not bad, actually. It's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. A nice shape. It works pretty well. And it's a hell of a lot less dense than this with its enormous, bulky, invisible barrier that blocks absolutely everything. Like, if you look at this, good God, man. Run scripts, go!
Alert. Red team's fire shield has been disabled.
Yeah, when you compare it to this with how big the invisible zone on this is, that's atrocious. And because this object is so big, I really need to be careful and make sure that this is genuinely not, like, poking out massively, because it will cause big issues if it is. Thank you for the 2, Adam! Appreciate the support, man!
It'd be interesting to go into third person and see your multiplayer Spartans do the charge up jetpack jump animation that goes away as soon as you lift off, essentially making it an aerial version of evade from reach or thruster from 4.
That would go so hard. I don't think that's possible in 3. Like, in Reach, that would be so easy, right? Because you can do, like, you could basically hijack the evade to turn it into, like, a pseudo jetpack where it, like, makes you third person and you have the roll, but instead of doing, like, a roll movement animation, you could instead have it be, like, it's just hijacking the jetpack function and kind of doing, like, a whole thing with that. I think that would be a lot better. But, yeah, I get what you mean. I wish I could do it to that level of detail. That would be so nice. I think this is a really solid and massively improved shape for this thing. Let me grab these two and move them up a little just to make sure they're good. I think they are. So with this being an even more simple shape than this, I think I can get away with adding just a couple more objects onto this. In fact, let me add it. Let me do this. I need a cut here to here so that the triangulation can work a little better. Why is there a... you know what? I lied. I don't care. That's a quad. Wait, is that a quad? What is this? What is a triangle? Oh no. There we go. That's a little bit more optimized. Oh, you know what it was? It's because there was a triangle cut here. I see. Let's do this. We'll dissolve edge. Knife cut from here to here to here. Nice. And then I guess we could just merge that there. It's not bad. I mean, it is, but, you know, who cares? It'll do. It'll do. Alright, so now that we have this nearly perfect shape here, need to brain scan Joe Staten and turn him into a Halo modding agent. You know what? I don't even think Joe Staten's like ideas for Halo are even that crazy. My friend Grayson, who I grew up with, he's an online friend for years and years, a great dude. He basically, every time I think of Joe Staten and his vision for Halo, I think of my friend Grayson, because they basically share like the exact same like nerdy philosophy and appreciation for like history, war, like sci-fi and grungy cool shit like that. I'm like, I already understand, I feel like, the kind of person that Joe Staten is because of my friend Grayson growing up. And he, like, gave me that, like playing, like, Rome Total War and, like, all this other shit. Like, if you kind of get that, you kind of get the kind of person, I feel like, that Joe Staten was, the way that he... And I can't say that for sure, I don't know him personally, obviously, but, like, I feel like there's a lot there that, like, lines up, in my opinion. And religion, yeah, because like when somebody's like super into like cool like lore and mythology of religion and like using that for like really cool ideas and like sci-fi, like that is a sick concept, and Halo did that awesomely, obviously. So I think I don't think it's like that crazy to imagine like how Halo was like envisioned and like made in this like nerdy fucking awesome way. I don't really just think it's anything too crazy or unusual, personally. To see his vision, I mean. His vision for Halo, I think, was pretty straightforward and cool. And anybody who's kind of got that same shared interest could understand it pretty well. You know, I feel like that AA shade turret should be usable. It would just be such a waste. Might as well just have your AI guard the base. Why even let a play? Like, your players should be out in the map in this. Players should be out in the map. They should be gathering resources and... I don't know, this is what you should be up to. Don't waste your time on the shade turrets. Not worth it. Oh. Wish once in so bad I hear him screaming at me. Okay, that's a good shape right here. Reasonably optimized. And I think I'll dissolve these vertices. Poor boy, he wants in. Dissolve faces. I really want this to be optimized. Delete faces. Convex hull. There we go. I'm gonna end up the same. Just get rid of these top faces. Delete those. Convex hull. The more cubey and simple this is, the better. It'll do. Most people won't be interacting with it anyway. Mush, you wanna come in, buddy? It's you, buddy. It's you. Oh, handsome and much come here. This beautiful boy. Look at him. Look at this beautiful boy. You're so handsome, Mush. You smell like a cat box, though. You're so handsome, Mush. Look at you. Look at this little fluffy boy. Look at this little fluffy boy. Ooh! Where does Master Chief's poop go? It gets recycled. After every Spartan gets done with the mission, they're like, dude, look how much I pooed. Covenant had no idea. They had no clue. I love you, Mush. You ever do that? You ever just like take an enormous doo-doo and it's so large you're just like, I have to tell somebody about this. This is insane. Oh. Okay, cube is cubed. It's a good one. And then lastly, I just need a big cube that covers up this thingy. You guys are saying that you don't understand what I mean when I say take a big doo-doo, and you're like, that's impressive. This is very special. Listen. It happens, okay? Can't judge me for that one. You take a very large, impressive doo-doo and you're not telling people about it. You've never done that before. I think you're the weird one, personally. Alright, I gotta split these into different pieces. Any of you right now are just like, ew, that's gross. Lame. Boring. Ew, poop is gross. I don't even look at it when I'm done pooing in the toilet. I don't even look at, ew, that's so icky. What life do you live? Never even looked back at it. It's so icky. Germs, oh no. I will grab it in my hand and squeeze it. That's not true. That's actually a little gross. But you know what I mean. Maybe. What's wrong, honey? You barely touched your recycled poo water. Astronauts on the ISS be like. Called urine and it's sanitary. That's gross, dude. Mush, why are you screaming over there, man? He's screaming. I like what Mush just says. Oh, I got bit by a bug, man. I was mowing the lawn earlier and a bug got me. It's over, man. Malaria. Least expected. Alright. We're almost done with this. This is going to go a long way. This is probably one of the biggest ticket items on the current Permafrost to-do list. Because it's honestly been a pretty big issue for a while. with this, we're going to extrude locally on the Z. What the? I'm just gonna extrude manually, man. I don't need that much detail on this part. Okay, let's do you, convex hull, grab this guy again. For this, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. We're just going to drag it up. Like that. I think we could probably expand it like that. And then we're basically done here. Pretty simple. Pretty easy. Much nicer physics. Let's just make sure we convex these right. This thing we can delete now. Delete all these crappy old blade physics models. Actually, how much is this? This is one physics model with 35 verts versus this one we got just now with 75. So it's double the vert count, but I don't think it's too bad. It's definitely worth it to have this much, like, more detailed shape, especially since players are going to be interacting with it a decent amount. Nice. Let's make sure there's no weirdness. There is. We got a face there that's flipped for whatever reason. Recalculate outside. I'm going to do recalculate outside for all of these. That way they don't... Because if I screw that up, the game is going to scream and cry and piss itself, and I don't feel like dealing with all that. Recalculate outside. Boom. Okay. Our normal should be good now. I have face orientation enabled, so... We're good! Rejected shotgun should mod realistic poop physics into permagrass huge frost. Dude, how did he know that was on my list? I don't think I leaked that anywhere. I thought that was like a purely like private surprise update. How did he get access to my to-do list? Did one of you guys, like, did I leak it on stream or something? It's fucked up. Okay, we're going to save this to a new file so we don't lose our progress, because good God, I would cry after all that boring shit we just did. Okay, we got that, and this, and then oh, this one too. In fact, let me just double check. Boom. Okay, this one's good. So, whoa. So that's everything. So basically all we're going to do here is we're going to do that, make sure it's assigned correctly. And we're going to flip it around 90 degrees a couple of times. Easy peasy. We're going to also ensure that this is parented to the correct bone. But we'll do that afterwards. Let's do this first. So we're going to switch our movement mode to our cursor, which I placed there. Duplicate, rotate Z90. What? Am I on like local space or something? Cool. All right, so now we got 4 of these. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Why is this even here? Goodbye. And now I'm going to hide the main object here. It looks like everything is in order. We got a much nicer, more detailed physics. Lastly, we're just going to parent all of these to the correct bones, because if we don't do that, they're not going to move and follow our giant object as it falls into individual pieces, and that would be boring and lame. So we're going to go ahead and grab every piece here. These should already be parented, but I'm just not going to take any chances on it. Boom. All right, that's everything. So we select the armature in pose mode, select this bone, parent them, done. Do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to go here, parent it to here. Looking good. And obviously we'll need to go in game and double check our work here, but this is pretty much as simple as it is. Make some simple basic geometry, make sure it matches roughly well enough, and then once you go in game, you're done. There we go. Should be good here. I'm going to go ahead and just do a full physics export. I think we're good. I think we're good. Didn't have any weird leftover stuff. Something, something, 343, something, something, poop. Guys, now listen. I think poo-poo doo-doo caca fart jokes are funny, admittedly. But they at least need a little bit of effort. Okay, we can't just... You can't just say poo and be like, got him. Okay, opening my folders. Sick. So we're gonna need to put this in the Spire destruction area, which is gonna be in our Forge folder under Spire. And we should have Spire destroyed right here. Excellent. And we're under Spire top dead BSP animated 8. Boom. And then I'm going to do a super quick thing where I simply import that manually without having to go into anything else. Tool, physics, blah, boom. Sick. Alright. Did that update already? Oh, I can actually walk in here. And I can actually enter the Pelican thingy without it blocking me. Huge. Huge, dude. Boring? Yes. But worth it? Yes. Also yes. If I wanted to, can I... Oh yeah, look, I can sneak in here now. I can't really go any further than that, but I could stand on this thing. That's so cool, dude. Detailed physics goes crazy. Hell yeah. That's sick. Oh! Yeah, that's definitely worth it. Now I don't even feel like I need to move any of the remaining bits that have fallen off down when the Spire gets destroyed. I was thinking about doing a second version of the Spire destruction where there was just a completely separate animation for the other base over here, but now I don't even have to do that. Now the physics doesn't even really block you that much. It's basically super accessible. Hell yeah. Okay, we can chalk that one off the list. Easy peasy, dude. Debris from the Spire blocks the level 3 vehicle spawner completely. Not anymore. Easy, dude. Easy. Now, I do want to grab and make some icons for the gravity pulse equipment and the airstrike equipment. It's always been kind of a pain in the ass to figure out which one of those you actually picked up because the icon has still been the little camouflage icon for like ever and ever. Well, well, well. If isn't Halo Jesus himself. That's me. You want to know why I'm Halo Jesus? Because we make stuff like this. That's right. That's the Halo 3 rat with a RuneScape chef hat by the Skyrim Wheel of Cheese. This is what Halo modding is all about, man. If Halo modding is about anything, it's about this right here. With that said, we got some good work to do. We're going to make some sick-ass icons. I'm going to pop open Photoshop. Which helmet in Halo 3 do you think is the worst? The worst. Halo 3's got some good helmets. I never really was a big fan of the Scout helmet. I always thought it looked a little bit big. I think default's great. CQB's okay. It's kind of cool. It's got some tactical vibe to it. Scout always just looked a little big. I think Scout and Reach had a pretty sick Scout, right? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, Scout and Reach was a completely different design, but I think it looked so good there. Whereas Scout in Halo 3... it always looked a bit funny to me. Thank you, Paul. I'm glad that you're literally 5 years old. You woke up today, saw the stream, and you were like, I'm gonna type in the chat now. Poop cheese. Holy aura, dude. Alright. We need some cool icons. So, I'm going to make them. We're going to make them completely custom, completely from scratch. It's going to be cool. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to find the current icons so that we can actually make a good decision on, like, how these are supposed to look. They should be under UI, CHUD, bitmaps, presumably under equipment. Equipment meters, energy meters, equipment schematics. Perfect. This is what they look like. They're pretty basic. There's nothing that crazy complex about them. Mainly, I just wanted to make sure I can match the, like, transparency level of them. So I'm going to screenshot, 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, cool. And I'm going to use these images to get a reference in here in the what have you and the do what it is and be how it do. We got them. All right, so this is the level of gray we're going to be going for so that it matches the same transparency and everything. It's a pretty bright color. And what I like about these equipment icons is they're very, like, simple. They're very, very simple. Let's see if I can come up with some cool designs. Any inspo? For the gravity jump, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Maybe not like a full Spartan jetpack icon. I kind of want it to be representative in a simple way. But also when you look at some of these, it's like, okay, here's the gravity lift, right? I can see the vision there for, like, what it is. You know what I mean? Oh, let me do something really quickly. Here's my game. Boom, you. Boom, you. Hold on. You. Okay, sorry, I was busy there for a second. So, what we basically need to do is to make sure that we get a cool icon in Halo 3 style. I'm gonna be honest, I'm hardly the best graphic designer out there. But I think for Gravity Jump, I've been kind of imagining, let me do a rough concept draw here. Wanted to do something where it was kind of like this, right? There'd be like a circle with maybe like some arrows pointing up like that, because that kind of mimics the effect I actually made visually in-game. And then for the airstrike, I felt like maybe just doing a regular missile would work, you know, like a little chopped up missile icon like this, something like that, you know, with like a little boom, 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 like facing downwards, kind of. That looks like a dick. I can't lie to you guys. That definitely looks like I drew a wiener. But yeah, I feel like that these, like, I kind of want to do something like that personally. I feel like that could genuinely work pretty well. Because if you do anything too much, it's going to end up looking kind of wacky. And these designs are extremely simple. They're basically just like super simple geometric shapes, which I like. I want to keep to that. You're one-man soloing Halo Studios? Have you seen Cameron involved? Listen, I'm just doing a single random project, alright? I'm not out here, like, being absolutely insane or anything. What I'm doing is... I mean, I like to think it's reasonably impressive, but it ain't no full studio shit like Halo Studios is doing. They got a lot of stuff rolling. Now, I don't want to shit on the devs. They're doing pretty good work. Pretty good work. Working their asses off. Do like this. Let me try that. Let's do this. We're gonna do stroke path. Maybe I should do it as like a, you know, I have an idea. I'm gonna try it like this. We're gonna do an ellipse really fast. What the fuck? Ellipse? Like an ellipse? Oh. Maybe we'll do an ellipse. So it kind of looks like that. We will paint this color into it. Then I'll try my best to get like another ellipse within it. that can maybe give a little bit of like a squishing effect where like the top and bottom edges feel a bit thinner, whereas the side edges are a bit wider. Might be too thin, but we'll try that. Let's do this. We'll do center it like so. We'll center this one as well. Oops. Boom, boom. And we'll grab the middle one and delete it from the center here. And it's alright. It's alright. It might be a little too thin. Could work though. And I don't want to just do like a traditional arrow icon or anything. Maybe I could grab like that little teardrop shape to kind of imply that it's like a gravity lift almost, because I like that I like this teardrop shape. I think it's kind of cool. Let me duplicate this and scale it up so I can make some like higher res teardrops. Do like that. Then I can scale them down once I'm done. So this will be circle, and then we'll make a new layer, and I'll just kind of trace this one with the pen tool. Just get that same general shape. That worked out pretty quickly. I'll take it. Do that, move it, transform, flip horizontal, match them up. Yo, Corey, thank you for the 9 months. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I see your generosity. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Maybe like 2 smaller ones, like from the center there. Maybe shrink this one a little more. None of these icons have depth. They're very much like very simple, basic icons. I feel like that's an okay gravity jump. It's just it feels a little off. Something about it feels a little off. I can't say what it is for sure. Maybe these need to be moved in closer. See, I like the idea that the gravity lift kind of has like that downward facing arrow, but maybe I need to flip them. Let me try flipping them. Maybe I like that a little more. Move these guys down to here. No, because then it kind of looks like it's a marker. I think it was better this way. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. Then the teardrop near the bottom. We just squeeze them. Oh yeah, I do think they needed to be thinner. I think you were definitely on point with that. That does feel a little nicer. Maybe now I can spread them out. Yeah, that feels a little better. I think it's a decent icon. It's not bad. It's not bad. Is that center? Yeah, reasonably so. Drake is not bald. So true! So true. Why does it have to be coming from you, Paul, who's been saying poo-poo, dark, stinky poo-poo all stream? Why couldn't somebody with some generic sense have said it? I don't want to agree with the person saying doo-doo, poo-poo, stinky since they arrived in the stream. I think it looks a little better lower. I'm trying to see. You can see that subtle adjustment. I think it looks a little better lower. I'll try this too. Take that down and move these up. Does that look any better? That might actually. Do I like that more? I think that looks better. I think that's framed better. I don't like that. Come on, let's do this. Shrink that one even more. Maybe the teardrops upside down are kind of good. Okay, I'll stick with that for now. I don't hate it. I think it's decent. We'll keep that. We'll keep that. Let's move all these for now. I can obviously readjust them later as needed, but I'll store these into their own group. This will be Grav Jump. The other one we need is Airstrike, which I think that's pretty straightforward to do, all things considered. It's basically just missile, upside down missile. But the design needs to be kind of reminiscent of these generic shapes, less so a literal missile. Let's start with some basic rectangles and just start kind of like drawing it in. Maybe like that. Then maybe to imply like a stripe or an exhaust, right? We could do something like this, perhaps. Maybe a little bit less. And then, you know what? Instead of having this, obviously I don't want that to be a square. I'm going to do... It's on a new layer to make it even easier. I'm going to go ahead and just do like a curvy teardrop kind of shape for the tip of this thing. Right, I'm going to overshoot it. I'm going to overshoot it like that, make it bigger than it needs to be so that I can scale it back inward. Alright, we combine those, and then we just simply scale it down until it fits here. We scale it up a little bit like that. People will be mad if going forward Halo 2 and remakes... Yeah, I hope the remakes have it. The same as the gravity jump circle, but make it a reticle. Oh, you know, that's actually a pretty good idea. Pretty good idea. Other than doing a missile, it would be like a full-on... like target strike it. Maybe like a circle with like a crosshair or something. That's pretty smart. Oh wait, even better. Even better. Pause. So let's say theoretically, I'm just going to use this as a placeholder for a second. Whoops. Up here. I'm going to use this as a placeholder for a second. This, but also, instead of just doing like a boring little missile, I'll do like this. Paint that. Marquee again. Let's do, where's this one? Is that it? Okay, we'll take this. Match it up. Squish it a little bit. Maybe you can shrink it a little bit. Merge these two together. Try to center it. And then draw some like fins on it. Literally just fucking a triangle. Triangle. Awesome. It might look stupid and I might hate it, but you know what? Maybe it's cool. Can always warp them and give them some cuts to make them look a little nicer. So like that. But then maybe shrink it in. And then cut off an edge of it so we can like do that. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I don't like that. If I move them down, would they look better? Ooh, that's a bit nicer. And then theoretically, if I did a cut here, it could look good. Was it like 2 pixels? 3? I don't dislike it. I think it's getting there. It's all right. Yo, awesome shark! I think it's a very generous 20,
Hope
dude.
You are doing well.
I'm doing very well. I'm super happy because we're finally on the last stages of Permafrost. I'm so ready to be done, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm doing very well because of that. I'm having a good time today. Hope you're doing well as well. It's been a minute since I've seen you around. How's the curve on that look? It's okay. I'm gonna do a curve on that. I kind of have to do the same curvature like here as well. Ooh, that is a little bit nicer. All right, we'll do that as well. Adds a little bit of extra oomph. We'll go ahead and try to apply the same logic to this then. Let's go and brush this back in so it's solid again. And then we'll use the pen tool to draw kind of a curved line, a bit like that. Oh, right. I should do that. That. Okay, make sure it's straight out. I think move it up 1 pixel. Bad. And then boom. Nice. That little bit of curvature adds some good depth to it, in my opinion. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Work be killing me. Oof. Sorry. That is fucking brutal. Hopefully not too much anyway. I think maybe 1 stripe there is fine. That's a decent little missile icon. I could live with that. As for the circle targeting thing, I'm not going to reuse the exact same one. What am I doing? I'm knocking stuff off the list, so we're making icons for the new equipment that I included in Permafrost. It's something they've needed for a long time. They've just been using the active camo icon right here for ages and ages as a placeholder, so I'm finally biting the bullets, and I'm making my own, so yeah. So I'm not going to use this circle for the bottom thing. Instead, what I think I'm going to do is like I'll do like a mini circle directly below the missile, and then I'll do like some lines coming out like it's a like battle rifle reticle or something. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it flat first to see if I can just make it look good here. So I'll do that. Cut it out a bit, but still leave it reasonably like thick. Let's go here to here. Select the top one and cut it out of the bottom one. All right, so here's our circle, and then I'm going to create some rectangles that I'm going to use to create the like reticle appearance here. I'll probably have them extend out a bit further than they are in. Okay, then we can just move that one across. Is that about right? I think it might be like a pixel or 2 off. Maybe like there? That looks good. Whoops. There and there. Then we duplicate these. We duplicate these. Flip them, and that, of course, it didn't work. Okay. You. Duplicate. Boom. That's kind of our target reticle. I think the edge bits are a bit long, actually. 2, 3. Well, whatever. Let's just merge these together real quick and see if I even like the concept here. The idea was that I would squish it like this, and maybe it would look cool. No, I don't like that. For a couple of different reasons, I don't like that. It's like a target designator and region. Similar, yeah. Very similar. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What if the missile was really small relative to this? That kind of looks good. It's a bit on the nose, but it's not bad. Maybe if I remove some of the side portions from it, perhaps? Because now that it's got this sense of depth... That's kind of cool. I think I like that. Or does that into an X and put it underneath? Oh, that's not a bad idea. It's a shame because I really like how this is coming out. Okay, I have an idea then. In order to save this, I'm going to copy all of that, merge it into a layer. Copy the pixels, undo it now. Yeah, I think the X is better. I do think the X is better. I also think it, weirdly, even though I try to put some effort into making that nice, like, curvature there, I do think it's better solid. As a solid missile. What do you guys think? Plus or X? It's kind of subtle. The difference is apply gradient maps to the reticle to add depth and separation. I would, but all of the regular icons here don't have any depth. So I just don't want to... necessarily. I think the X looks a bit nicer. I do think the X looks a bit nicer. Plus is not terrible, but I think it's a little bit better. Let's put all of these... Wait, what's circle copy? Oh, it's for the extra one. Alright, so let's put all of these into a group. This will be the airstrike. It's a bit long. I would like it to be a bit more square, but... Like, if I try to mash it up with these, it's gonna look... It's not gonna have the same style to it. It's gonna be a bit wonky and smaller. Wait a minute. What if I just did this? Like, what if it was just a regular X mark like that, and that was just the whole icon? That could go kind of hard, actually. That would make more sense and be more similar to the correct style here. With a dot? Yeah. You know what, though? How about we keep, like, the exact same style, except... we change it up, because I think the way that I did the lines and the borders... Well, let me see. I want to match it up, like, pixel to pixel on the top and bottom here. I think I might have made it a little too bold. Okay, yeah. I think I like it. I think it just needs to... the lines themselves need to be a little bit more improved. So, like, we'll do another circle. We'll do another circle. In fact, I'm going to do it at the exact same resolution it appears in-game, just so it's, like, a little nicer. But, yeah. Like there, and maybe down to... so. Okay, that's probably a good depth on the line. Okay, select that. Delete it from the center. Honestly, might even be a little thin, but that could work in its favor. What if I just, like, stole these? You know, these do actually, now that I'm looking, they have an ever so slight inner, like, border line. It's super subtle, but it's actually there. Okay, I could work with that. I could work with that. It's very, very subtle, but it's something. You'll notice that. You'll feel it. It'll have, like, a certain sharpness to it. Anyway, instead of just doing regular rectangles for the target reticle here, I'm thinking maybe I could go with something more similar to, like, the Brute's flare here, or like these triangles. Let's try some triangles. Let's try that. A little boom. A little boom. It might be too small. Okay, something like that. Icon maxing, it's gotta be done. It's gotta be done. If I could not do this, I would. I would love to not do this. Remake the Carbine crosshair? Nah. Okay, this one was definitely too thick. This one feels better, but it's not quite right. I don't love it. Missing something. It's missing something. I'm not sure what, but it is missing something. While I'm here, let me experiment with that very subtle... I think it shows up the most here. Is that like just white? Not like white, but it's close to it. Like a very light gray like that. And it looks like each of these has... I don't know if it's a sharpening filter or something that's on it, but it's definitely there and I want to have it. So we'll do inner glow. Set it really tiny. Like 1 pixel. And... that's fine. I'll leave it like this for now, and not worry too much about the details. We'll move that into the center of the image here. Hide that. And all of these. These now into the airstrike folder, so they have them organized. Airstrike. Then as for grav jump, I'm just going to take grav jump and do the exact same thing. I'm going to duplicate all these, merge them into a single layer, shrink them down until they match up correctly here. Why does this have transparency? I'm scared. Oh, it's just on top of it. So we'll do it like that. Ooh, grav jump is a little wide, isn't it? What if I squeezed it into a square shape? Like so. Is that going to look weird? It's a little weird. Still readable, though. It does look a little stretched. Well, I kind of like it. It honestly accentuates, like, the distance you travel. I'll leave it like that for the time being. Let's steal the airstrike's effect of that little white outline. Paste it onto this. Nice little white border on there. That should be pretty clean. I think this is good. I think this is good. Let me save this really fast. Projects, Halo 3. What to do? Let's just put it in maps, because I don't actually have a folder for these. Okay, these do look good, though. These do look good. I like how these have come out. I think the airstrike one's a little weak, but it gets the point across. Maybe I'll redesign it later if I really care. I think this one came out very good, though. This is very reminiscent of exactly what it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to import these here in a second, but I had a cup of coffee before stream, so I got to pee. I'll be back super fast. 1 sec. Working with icons and colliders so far, that I have, and it's been working out pretty good, actually. It's been working out pretty good. Unfortunately, the least content-y content part of the stream, but you know what? Screw it. If it works, it works. We're going to get these in. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to export out our cool icons. Although I think I'm going to shrink the entire... Obviously, probably should shrink the entire thing to be, like, much smaller. Let's do image size 128 by... Oh, no. Canvas size, excuse me. Maybe it needs to be, like, 64 by 64. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This one's already center, but just in case. Okay, cool. Save these out real fast. Actually, in order to save these out, now that I think about it, I have to put them... Gotta do this. We create an all-white layer, like this, and then we copy the pixels from one of these icons, put them in the alpha channel instead. So now it's just gonna do like a cutout of that white. So I'm gonna save that out. This will be... Airstrike schematic. I'm going to do the exact same thing now, but with grav jump. We're going to copy its pixels. Like so. Oh, you know what? It didn't do the outline because that's like a layered effect. Hold on. Rasterize the layer style on both of these. There we go. Hide that. Alpha. Paste. Okay, so there's our airstrike. So we can save this out to airstrike schematic. And then we'll hide that. Go to our grav jump schematic here. Save this one out to grav jump schematic. Copy that location so we can get to it super quick. All right, awesome. So now we have our cool new icons. Getting them in the game is extremely quick and easy. All we have to do is basically take airstrike schematic and grav jump schematic. I'm going to put them into the equipment folder. So that should be objects, equipment, gravity jump equipment. I don't think I have the folder in my data though. So we got objects, equipment, gravity jump equipment. We'll make a bitmaps folder, paste that in there, seal our airstrike away, then we should have airstrike equipment as well. Bitmaps, boom. All right, excellent. And now we just import it, which I'm gonna do tool bitmaps, boom, slash bitmaps. What? All right, tool bitmaps, grab you, boom, 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 boom. Okay, tool bitmaps, boom, slash bitmaps. I'm gonna do tool bitmaps, boom. This is gonna be gravity jump equipment, slash bitmaps. Okay, awesome. Both are now in. We're basically done at this point. We're just gonna hook them up to having their own like little HUD reticle, or their own HUD thingy, and when we go in game, we should just see it appear at the top left of the screen like any other regular equipment. Honestly, not too hard. The hard part's actually designing it. Were there not enough icons in Halo 3? Oh, there's plenty of icons. It's just I made custom equipment, so gotta give them a custom HUD element. Otherwise, it's just gonna look like a reuse of an existing equipment. It's gonna confuse players. Okay, so it spawns, blah, blah, blah. And here is the HUD interface. We have E invisibility. I'm going to copy this actually, not into the UI folder. We're going to go objects, equipment. This one is airstrike. So we're going to go airstrike. It's going to be E for equipment, airstrike. Save that. And then all we got to do is basically swap out the icon from the invisibility one to our brand new one. I think the final version of... Oh, yeah, already read that. I'm hoping the final version of Permafrost will be peak. I feel like it will be. I do feel like it will be. It's already so fun. And I don't say that as like a biased mod creator. Like, I genuinely have such a great time with it. It's awesome. Okay, we got the airstrike equipment HUD definition in. Should work. Let's quickly add the gravity jump one. I've done this enough times to know that everything I just did there should be super solid. Oh wait, there's already one for that way. Equipment, airstrike, did it have one? No, it didn't. Should make sure it's set up. You're always going the extra mile. Well, I want this to feel official. If I just reused an icon, it's going to be a lazy, like, thing. Mod should feel good. It should feel complete. A custom equipment shouldn't just reuse, you know, some stuff. If you're doing a prototype where you just don't want to put in all the effort, that's totally valid. That's totally fine. But I'm not trying to do all that. I'm trying to make this look official. I'm trying to make it look good. All right, gravity jump should also be good. Let's let that refresh. And now if we go over here, I gotta turn off my webcam actually so you guys can see it. We should see right above my grenades at the top left. Grab this. Nice, little gravity jump icon up there. Looks pretty cool. And we'll do the airstrike. Little airstrike icon up there. Not bad. I'm not a huge fan of the airstrike icon, to be honest, but it's there. It's something. I think the gravity jump one looks pretty sick, though. Gravity jump. Since Game Evolved got an update, does that mean all current mods for it are broken? Probably, yeah. Every update's likely just gonna break mods. It depends on what the mod is, but most, I would presume, are gonna be broken. Yeah. It'd be that way. It'd be like it is when it do be. Dual airplane for the airstrike like COD. Yeah, I think the one, like, the problem is I just want to make sure that it matches, like, Halo 3's icon style, rather than kind of being its own. I don't want it to break away from Halo 3's icon style too much, which is, the icon style is just very basic shapes that are, like, vaguely representative of what the equipment does. I wonder if the missile itself would be better. I feel like the missile would be a bit of a departure from, like, the basic geometric shapes that everything there represents. There's definitely a better way to do it. I actually don't think the airstrike one's all that good, but for the time being, it represents it well enough that I'm like, people get the memo. Is it a perfect stylization to what Bungie did with their icon styles? No, but I'm also not a graphic designer. Thank you for the 2, Adam. Appreciate the support very much.
Super delayed cause I just got home with dinner. Pissed I wasn't able to provide these sooner.
Okay.
I made a scuffed cause I was moving fast.
Okay.
Gravity jump concept, and for the missile strike I was thinking a simplified Halo Wars Mac Blast or carpet bomb in DMs.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, wait, that's pretty sick, actually. I like that. Look at this. For the gravity jump, that goes pretty hard. The double rings go, like, I think the only thing the double ring way that you did it is super clean. I don't want to necessarily do the arrow. Well, maybe the arrow would be good. I feel like arrows would be a bit too on the nose. Max Strike would be good. Well, the thing about Max Strike is I actually already use that icon in the map for when you target the Spire Dome. So if I do, like, if I activate the script for that.
Alert. Red Team's
Speed up
Spire
time.
Shield is now offline.
I wouldn't use the Max Strike only because I used it on the Spire here for when
advised,
the enemy team
blue
wants
team
to
target designated
target it. So
deployed.
that's the Max Strike icon. But I do like it conceptually. I think your version of the jump honestly looks really good and illustrates it better. I'm probably just going to stick with mine for the time being. Not because I think it's better, but because I already did it. And I guess it fits the Halo 3 vibe. Oh, you guys can't even see it because it's literally right under my webcam. I feel like it fits the Halo 3 vibe well enough. You know, straight up and down, relatively symmetrical. It illustrates the point well enough. I do think yours is better, though. A carbon bomb for the airstrike? Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I think airstrike for now is fine. I'll edit it later, and I don't know how you would even do carpet bomb for airstrike. I don't even know what that means on, like, because it's like basically a 64 by 64 little mini icon. I wouldn't even know how to illustrate that in 64 by 64 pixel grid. That would be rather challenging. But now we can mark another thing off the list. HUD icons. Done. Easy, dude. Easy. All right, well, anyway. Those are done, yes. The main thing now is that I want the elites on red team to be permanently red. Right now, they use the generic multiplayer colorization. They kind of inherit multiplayer team colors. And that kind of sucks, because if you're not the host of the game, the red guys are green, because technically, in the game, they are green. I don't know if I can edit that fully, but I'm going to take a look at it. Because I know they use colorization. Primary and secondary. Maybe if I just remove every color except red, they'll just be permanently red. The multiplayer colorization might possibly override that, though. Well, I'll just try deleting everything except defaults and hope for the best. No! Fuck! Did not mean to do that. I think the multiplayer stuff might actually override this, which is such a shame. But, whatever. So there's default, then we go to secondary. Okay, that just leaves the standard multiplayer red colorization for them. Change color functions, no multiplayer object properties, but given that they're a biped and that they're going to be in a multiplayer match, they probably will change color. Let me see, what are the shaders? Oh my good god. There's a lot of shaders, aren't there? It's probably fine. Let's just say that's good for now. Throw it on the test. Hard color, test, fix. Leave that on there, but with a little test fix. Grabbing markers on the Light of Judgment markers, are on the Light of Judgment on its markers. This is a very quirky one. This is a very, very quirky one. Let's throw down an Elite Biped really quickly. We'll grab the generic Elite Red guy, since we were just testing him anyway. Put him down. So there he is. We're going to possess him, and for the weapon testing, we're going to do Light of Judgment. And we're also going to do the... No, that's Light of Judgment 2, actually. We'll pick up that one. Let's do Data Core Red, like so, and then the actual Light of Judgment here. Throw that away. Possess this guy. Okay, there we go. So the problem is right now I have these custom animation sets, so when this guy holds stuff, he holds them in a funky angle, and I think that's because of the way his hands are actually attaching onto this. So we swap it for this, same deal, and it's so bad that you like literally can't even see, so we just got to tweak that really quickly. When a Spartan picks these up, he holds them in a pretty straightforward and standard way. I think the problem is that the Elite does aim with them. I think it's the way the IK handles it, though. I'm going to take a look at the difference between the Spartan and the Elite in the way that they handle and hold these things. So for our Elites versus... And I think the main reason here is going to be because the Spartans do have a custom animation set. I'm going to take a look at this here. We'll do Elite, and then Master Chief down here, our multiplayer Master Chief. Pretty sure it's just the Master Chief animation. Yeah, okay, so it's this one. And for these animations, it should be on this second one that I added these animations. It is, yeah, it's this thing called Cov Bomb here, which I think I did add onto the Elites, if I'm not mistaken, so that they could hold it. Yeah, so they also have a Cov Bomb thingy. Let's take a look here. For this, we do Covenant, Bomb, Airborne, blah, blah, blah. Overlay has the aiming animations where they basically just don't look up or down or anything. And they have... Do they have an IK thingy? Cov Bomb. F... Oh, they have like a bunch of stuff. Maybe... I don't see anything for IK. Weapon IK doesn't have anything here as far as like the attachments go. It's maybe a little curious why it's like that. The Elites should theoretically not have this problem with like holding a regular turret or anything. It really seems to hold it correctly. Let me spawn in another weapon. I have a plasma cannon anywhere. Plasma launcher. Yeah, that's all fine. Let's add in a regular machine gun turret. Machine gun turret. Weapon. Yeah, there. And then we want to do a plasma cannon as well. Okay, so plasma cannon and machine gun turret are held well. They kind of just have a very specific angle I think they need to be held at. So notice that there's like, this is the straight part of the gun. The elite hand is a little bit slightly down from that. And when they pick this up, the angle is still there. It is still slight, but it's like way the fuck up now. Very odd. Very, very odd. Let's go take a look at these weapons really quick. Check the turret model. I think they use specific markers for elite hands. I think they do too. Which might be the reason it's so wacky. I might actually have to edit the models of these two objects together. Oh yeah, here, left hand elite goes to left hand marker. I think I tried to fix it through this actually. Which this just controls the entirety of the Cov Bomb any. Doesn't really seem to care. Interesting. Okay, so right hand delete is the correct one. It is actually applying it correctly, which is good. Missed the first person machine gun. Hey, I could still add it in. That thing worked awesomely. Awesome. It just didn't have, I never made elite animations for the first person stuff. It would be a Spartan only weapon, sadly. Rat icon next. I am not so sure about that one. Let me see. Cov power module should be the name of weapon. Yeah, right here. As for where players grab onto this thing, left hand Spartan, left hand elite. I mean, these are very similar. Oh wait, what's this? Right hand. Yeah, so right hand is absolutely the correct marker. That is where it should be grabbed at. So that is good. Maybe it's the left hand elite that's throwing it off. Let's do this. We'll try this fix. We'll do left hand elite. Perhaps that's why it's being a little weird. Because the other one, marker, left hand elite, should... No, it also attaches to the correct one. No, we can even see it there. What else would be off? It's a weird one, actually. Because I think everything's, for the most part, set up very well. It's like the world space part of the animation is just not really giving a shit. I have an interesting idea for this. Let's switch over to the actual object for the Light of Judgment. Let's change it from the Cov Bomb animation type to the turret animation type. And just see what happens. Because that will tell me really, really fast. Oh, it already is weapon class turret. MGT even. So maybe it's the markers. Minigun turret. Makes sense since you're supposed to like carry it like a turret. Well, that tells me that it's definitely going to be something with the, like the elite markers then. Okay, so now we have right hand and right hand elite. Left hand and left hand elite. Okay, so those are good. Theoretically, there shouldn't be any issues with that. Let's export this out, and we'll use the model to update these. What was the Halo 2 OG modder? What? Bet you didn't know anything about that. Listen, I played in modded Halo 2 lobbies, and I would, well, let's be real, it was more like I would see my older brothers playing in them. People doing projectile swaps online on OG Xbox. There was one time somebody on containment did this thing where you could like spawn in the giant containment doors and use them as ramps to like do huge parkour all the way up, like a bunch of stuff. Soft modder, still modding is modding. That's sick. Sick as hell. I'm envious. Halo 2 modding is what really like got my interest peaked when it came to actual modding overall. I missed that. All right, let's see if we get anything. Well, it helped. I think if I just keep repositioning the marker, eventually it'll get it. So we gotta rotate it like clockwise a bit. Right hand elite. On the y-axis, we need to flip it. What would that be, like 90 degrees? No, wait. I need to flip it on the x-axis. Like that. I think I just gotta keep tweaking and positioning this until I get the results I want. So this will probably return it back to its pre-broken position. Oh, that was the wrong way. Oops. Playing custom edition mods, same. When my brothers were hogging the Xbox around the time Halo 3 came out, I was just like, damn, I really want to play Halo. So I figured out what Halo custom edition was, and damn did I spend hours on custom edition, man. I spent so long on it. Okay, we're getting there, so now I'm going to rotate it. Let's rotate it 45 degrees up. I'm facing 45 degrees, right? Yeah, let's do 45 degrees up. So R, Y, minus 45. Then make it face more. No, I think that would be good. Let's try that. We'll learn how to make a mod for Halo. It's really not that hard. I mean, there's definitely going to be some baggage and things you got to learn, but for making basic mods, it's really not too terrible. Oh wait, this is going to make it face downwards. Fuck. Yep. I was doing the source mods. Oh, I feel you. I used to make custom maps for Portal 1 and 2. I made some Counter-Strike, like, op-duel maps and, like, all that kind of stuff. It was really fun. Oh, are we back? Are we so back? This feels pretty good. It's a bit low, though. You know what I mean? It's a bit low. I think that might just be how it is with the elites. They kind of just be holding it down. Wanging. Looks correct, though. He's definitely holding it correctly, for the most part, you know? Looks way better? Oh, way, way better. Okay, the last one would be this thing. We need to make sure the elite can actually use the Cov Power module. Or the human, not Cov Power module, the human one. For the most part, I feel like the human one is being carried correctly, but the elite hand is just... It's even more than 45 degrees, I want to say. Does he look up with it? Yeah, he does. I mean, that's fine. That's not a big deal. But yeah, he definitely looks up with it. In that case, let's go ahead and tweak that too. Hey, Mythrandir! Thank you very much for the 40 months! Holy hell! Thank you for returning. Appreciate it. So Perma is looking great. How tough is source modding? Source modding is pretty easy. Source modding, I feel like Halo modding is probably even a little bit harder than source modding. Source modding is pretty damn user-friendly, and there's an extra... Well, okay, getting custom textures and assets for the first time is kind of a pain, but once you do it once and you learn Valve's proprietary formats of VTF and stuff, it's not as bad as you think it is. It's probably on par with Halo modding. Though there's a lot more resources. Well, Halo modding actually has a lot of resources these days, so it's not that bad. right, let's take a look here. So UNSC Data Core. Left hand Elite. Left hand Spartan. I think for the left hand Elite, what does it need? It's Z axis like 45. Then it's good. Would it be that, maybe? Let's give that a try. UNSC Data Core. Oh, dude, wait, I gotta copy and paste it because it's gonna be a red and a blue variant of it. Fuck. Copy all the fucking things around for it. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. I'm gonna cry, but it's fine. Oh, wait, I could probably just copy the markers block over. Oh, that'd probably save me some time. Alright, let's do that real quickly. We don't need the animation graphs now that we know it was just the markers the entire time. So, I'll do this. UNSC Data Core. We'll grab the main render model here. For every time I import it and it refreshes, we'll just take the marker groups and we'll overwrite it on the red one to save a little bit of time. Let's see here. Replace. Expert mode, please. Replace. Save. Don't really... Oh, I did... Did I do left hand? Oh, I did do left hand, that's why. Oops. That makes a lot more sense. It's holding it currently downward 45 degrees, so instead we want to then rotate this. Darkball, thank you for the 42 months, man. Welcome back. Good to have you, dude. Go. 42. You are now the life. You're the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Thank you for the 42 months, though. Welcome back, dude. Appreciate it. Been having slow days around here as far as, you know, like tips and donos and the like, which I don't want to complain about because that would make me a total wiener, but I appreciate the membership. Thank you so much. I just exist. You exist, but you are here. And that is what matters. You are seen. Fuck, I always do it backwards every single time, dude. Oh. This guy's a total wiener. Yeah, I remember when he first started Huge Grass like it was yesterday. Back in the good old days. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do a quick recreation, guys. I'm not going to spend very long on this one. I'm just going to do a really simple and quick recreation. We're so back! Elites are fixed, dude. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Fixed it. Look at him. Look at him. He's holding it like a normal person. Whoa, it's so easy. That's such a fire voice line, bro. Alright, save this. And guess what we can knock off the list? Elites being fucked up. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Why even fix elites? Anyone that plays them should be banned. Hey, listen, that's been my motto forever, but people just keep complaining. God. Unbelievable. It's Permafrost every springtime somewhere. There's green grass and goes to long winter. Well, we'll have a nighttime version. Once I have the mod, like, finished, I'm going to throw in a nighttime version so that there's an extra map in the mod, and that should go pretty hard. I'll release the final version, then I'll spend, like, a day light baking after that for the nighttime version and throw it in there as an extra update. Should go pretty hard. I'm just glad this is done now. Hell yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Delete. Make sure my other Light of Judgment is still on the map. Light of Judgment 2. It is. Awesome. And now we can clear out some of the weapons from the map since we're done testing. OG Light of Judgment. Goodbye. Plasma Cannon. And Turret. Goodbye. Hell yeah, dude. Delete our Elite. Actually, we should probably keep the Elite because the next thing on the list is to make sure that the Elite has vehicle animations for, like, the beacon. Because if you're an Elite and you try to, like, get in the Falcon or something, I think you can't with the beacon. It just literally won't let you get in. Which is weird because I thought you could. Let me see. For the most part, we've knocked off all the easy stuff here now. I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's just so boring. I didn't want to bore you guys with like shit tier content where I'm just like, yeah, let's move some markers around on the weapon. Oh boy, let's make some slight improvements to the animation graph. Oh wow, you know, that's terribly boring, but it's what's left. It's what's left on the list. It's got to be done. Let's see here. We have not for the chair, but for the Falcon passenger. Did I manually add in? Oh no, Falcon passenger should be good. Any. Yeah. Doesn't that mean the elite should be fine then too? Falcon passenger. I see. It should just be any, but it's got like a bunch of different stuff. It should be fine then. What? Oh. Hello. Falcon passengers. Maybe it's the Hornet. Maybe it's the Hornet that's the problem. Excuse me. The Hornet also has an any and an unarmed and an everything. Bruh. What was the issue that people were having where they couldn't... Maybe I just had it fixed already. Cool. Well, that's a hell of a lot of stuff off the list already. What else? There's not really a whole lot left, man. We're basically done here. Do need to make sure all vehicles have target tracking. Throw that on there. One of the main ones that people were kind of upset about is when you... Well, not really upset, I should say. But when you come over to the custom VKMT reach-style weapons, the plasma launcher says that it is a Spartan laser, and the focus rifle says that it's a beam rifle. Now, I'm not going to do a fully custom weapon icon for that part, because those actually use a font, a custom font thing, which I've only ever done once for Halo 2, and you need like a special tool for it, and I totally forgot how to do it, and I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole right now. So I'm instead just going to put a piece of text in its place, kind of like the stanchion, where when you pick up the stanchion, it says, hold E to pick up stanchion, rather than showing a cool weapon icon. There's also a glitch in the Pelican and Phantom because it doesn't let you shoot. No, you have to have a co-pilot for the Pelican and Phantom. It's a two-seater. Remember the Halo City mod you made with the highways and overpasses? Oh yeah, that was so cool. I did a couple actually, so I'm not sure the exact one you're talking about, but I did a couple that I really liked. I missed the one that had like the destroyable overpasses and the destroyable buildings. That was so sick. Scarab Hunt was peak. I'd really like to return to that. I loved that a lot. Scarab Hunt went hard. Oh, we got the new icons, though. I mean, you guys can't see because my webcam's covering it, but we did little icons a minute ago. This is the gravity jump icon at the very top left of the screen. It's a bit Halo-y. It feels about right. Airstrike one's a little weak still, but it is a custom icon nonetheless. Destroyable buildings never passes. I think that would still go so hard to have. God, I should open that map and see what it's like again. Since I just did a bunch of boring stuff, let me make my brain happy. Let's go open up that map. I forget what I called. Maybe it was literally just called Scarab Hunt. What in the world did I call that map? Scarab Hunt, maybe? Was it literally, it was solo? Scarab Campaign, Scarab Canyon, those are old mods. Was it maybe under custom? Outskirts new? No. I think it was War of Mombasa. I think this was it. Where's my webcam? Hello? Hi. I love this one back up. It was so cool, dude. It was so cool. I could probably do it like 10 times better now that I've gotten like a better idea of how all this stuff should work, but man, it's fucking sick. I'd probably use, like, I think I would use device machines now to do like animations for when they get destroyed or something. That would go kind of hard. They probably look like shit now. I remember them thinking they looked so cool. Green screen, let me dim it for your eyes a little bit here. A little nicer, yeah. I don't know why, but I have 102 maps for Halo Reach multiplayer. Good God. How many mods do you have installed? A lot of maps. It's a hell of a lot of maps. I'm about to say the mod is finished, man. I'm about to just say fuck it. It works so good. Everything that I want to add is just grass, extra bits to forge, and basically a round 2 system. All 3 of these are just a round 2 system. Where, like, because right now when you play round 2, Halo 3 likes to swap your teams to the other side, literally switching your spawns rather than switching your teams. So here's the test map for War on Mombasa. Basically made a really crappy, like, overpass area using, like, Halo 2 style textures. And I think all these buildings are, like, easily destroyed, right? Oh my god, they blow up. They don't collapse, they fucking explode. They don't even have debris other than the rocks. Still kind of cool, though. Fully destructible city goes a little bit hard. I think if they collapsed, it would certainly be better. Although, just having them explode kind of works for this mod, because the intention was that the Scarab would, like, actually be the thing destroying it. So if you, like, walk on buildings, having them explode kind of makes sense. Sound is a little wonky. I don't think a building should make that sound when it gets destroyed. Programming language used for modding? If you're doing scripting, it's a light scripting language based on Lisp called Halo Script. But for the most part, it's all GUI based. You don't really have to worry too much about doing like heavy programming when it comes to modding Halo. It's like a reasonably cool destruction effect. My destruction stuff on it is pretty weak, if I'm being honest. Like, I know I whipped these up as more like temporary bits to just proof of concept it. I just like booleaned it and filled in everything. Put a fucking brick texture. I didn't even bother putting a rubble texture on it. Some actual destruction on this would go pretty hard. And these are all pretty low poly Halo 2 buildings. I think I ripped them out of what is it, outskirts from Halo 2's campaign, and then just kind of finished up the areas that needed to be, like, fixed for them to be, like, flat on the ground. Oh my god, I didn't even bother switching up their regions. They literally show the destroyed bits on the inside. Yeah, this is a very old mod. This is a very, very... Why is there a... You know what, who cares? But it's not bad. It's not too bad. It's very much prototype, but it's cool to see nonetheless. NATO. World's biggest grenade. I do think these destruction states could be done a lot better, a lot more detailed, but considering there's only, what, like 3 different buildings here, it's pretty good looking, arguably. You got little, like, streets and things you can walk through that makes it feel like you're in, like, outskirts old Mombasa. Zophie's shadows are honestly making this feel a lot nicer. It almost feels like baked lighting compared to how it used to look. These darker shadows really look nice. Definitely feels like... I wouldn't say it feels like it has baked lighting, but it feels a lot better. I think if I was smart, instead of making these all crates, I would make them all device machines that when they reach 0 health, they're scripted to play like a destroying animation. Where they kind of like, you know, like collapse into the ground with like dust going up and like rubble kind of like pops out of the ground and animates upward. I think they used to do that in the old Godzilla games when buildings would get destroyed. You would see the buildings themselves just like collapse into the ground with like smoke coming up and then debris would rise up. It's a very cheap kind of way of doing things, but hey, if it works. If it works. One of my favorite random mods you worked on. Yeah, I'd love to return to this and just do it better. Now that I've become a lot better at modding, and I work a lot faster, and I think I can do better quality, I think this whole thing could be a bit better. Remember highways and overpasses going around the entire city, around the entire map? Oh, you might be thinking of a different map. futuristic highways. You're probably thinking of the old ODST one that I did. I don't think I have... I still have that mod, but it crashes when I load it for some reason. Probably my fault, but... Yeah, I basically have to rebuild that. I think I was trying to do... What I was trying to do is just get all of Mombasa streets loaded into Halo 3, which is really hard to do, but I mostly got it working. I didn't understand how to do seams and things well enough back then, so basically it just became impossible to fully pull it off at my skill level and understanding of the engine. I think I could do it now. I don't think it would be too hard. The real problem was getting everything loaded in. Halo 3 has like a lower limit than ODST did when it comes to... Does huge grass work with Zophie shaders? I actually just haven't loaded it up. It'll probably look more or less the same. The real thing that would make these maps and all my prior mods look better would be using Zophie's new GPU light mapper for Halo 3. That would go pretty insanely hard. But I just, she's still working on it. I think she messaged me a while ago or earlier today and said they were in the final polish stages. How different is H3 and ODST? Very similar, but there's a decent few under the hood changes that improved it quite a bit. The light mapper in ODST is nicer, so when you bake your lighting on your maps, it looks better. The way that AI works for squads and encounters is a lot more like Reach. They changed it up pretty heavily. The HUD can be modified a lot more. When I was a young idiot, I fell for one of April Fool's videos, the Scarab one. Scarab gun one, I presume. That one, I worked hard to make that one feel believable. That was fucked up of me. I was a little bit evil for that. What is this GPU light mapper thing you're talking about? Oh, yeah. Basically, whenever you do light mapping, because this game, obviously Halo 3 was built in 2007, so graphics cards, aka GPUs, weren't really a big deal and didn't really do light rays and stuff very well. So it was a CPU light mapper, ran on your regular old computer CPU, or actually Bungie used like 20 or 100 Xbox 360s all chained together or something like that. And essentially what they did is you would run these calculations where you have your map, you have your sky, and where all the lights are in the sky, and you start shooting out little rays of light in multiple different stages to blend everything together. And obviously nowadays with like NVIDIA GPUs being really good for real-time ray tracing, you can imagine calculating that on a GPU would be a hell of a lot faster and more efficient than doing one ray of light at a time on a slow CPU, you know. GPUs are way more optimized for doing rays of light calculations these days. Like, they're way faster at that. But obviously for a game like Halo 3, the light mapper was designed in 2007 when GPUs weren't good at that. So Zophie's basically been coding up a light mapper for Halo 3 that instead of running on the classic CPU like it did back in the day, it's all GPU based, which makes it way faster and has the potential for way more quality than the rough estimation on how fast this would be. She did send me an estimation. Let me see. She said it was, I think for Zophie, who has a GPU very similar to mine, it was about a 3x speedup. And the 3x speedup, also the quality of it looked way better. So 3 times faster and substantially higher resolution and much nicer looking. How did I hit the ends? What's happening? Would you believe me if I told you I was playing Power on my phone while taking a break at work? Yeah, I can believe it. You got some streaming shit going on. I don't know. There's a bunch of different services that you could use to stream your games to your phone. Although I would not imagine the controls would be ideal. ODST's the only we get right of the passenger. Warhog? Oh, can you really do that in ODST? I mean, it makes sense. They use the marine animations for the ODSTs. You don't even use Spartan animations for anything. Every animation, the entire rig of the ODSTs are the Spartan or the marine animations. So I can see that making sense. So, would the campaign look better with Zophie's light mapper? Depends. Possibly. It could look better. The results of the light mapper are going to be a bit different, right? Like, the entire light mapper is rewritten from scratch, so it could potentially pull away from that vanilla vibe of all the lighting, but it also could look better at the same time. Thank you for the 5, Demon! DMs, I want your opinion on my Pal World base.
I want your opinion on my Pal World base, since you understand the pain it is to build.
I'm down. Let me see. You probably DM'd it to me already, huh? That you did. Oh my god, the fucking mobile. layout. It's crazy that this even works. Okay, I see your walls. Wait, what is this blue thing? What is that? What the fuck? This is a flying pal? I've only seen that one boss. Oh, of course you picked the Sakura biome. I also have a base there. It looks really nice. Damn, that's a big-ass base. I actually got the mod that lets you make your base bigger because I felt the standard base layout was way too restrictive, so my bases are, like, way bigger. This is clean as hell, though. Got the big glass walls and shit. Nice, the layout's super clean. Hopefully you got some feed and stuff near these rocks, otherwise your pals are going to spend like 50 years walking up the stairs to try and get their work done. Ooh, I like the greenhouse vibe of this floor. And your, like, your spawn area right here is, like, right on this floor. That's pretty sick. You have the basic egg hatchers. Upgrade your egg hatchers right now. How dare you use the basic ones? You know, I know you got the resources to get the really good ones. This is cool, though. I really like the layout. It's so clean and open. Like, everything... That's what I really like about this, I think, the most. Is just how open everything is. This is good. I like the layout of it the most. It's, like, very concise. Like, super concise. My bases are not that concise. My bases look peak as fuck. But... no, the layout's actually pretty sick. Hey, with Halo Studios did the Pelican in 4 and 5? Oh yeah, they butchered the Pelicans design. I'm so glad they returned to the more classic style. It's still based on Reach, which is probably my second favorite design. I think Halo 3 is my favorite design, but that's probably nostalgia talking. But yeah, the new designs returning back to the Reach style was so much better. Peak base, yeah, that was a pretty sick ass base, not gonna lie. It's different from how my bases are laid out. I like that though. My god, what's that? This just in. Rat. Chef hats. You didn't see anything. You didn't see that. Don't tell anyone about that, okay? I don't want the rumors spreading around. Alright, so we knocked off like almost every bug I wanted to do today. What else? The weapon icons, that's such an easy one, but it's so tedious and boring. Ensure all vehicles have tracking set up correctly. I think almost every vehicle does. I did at least... oh my god, I'm yawning. At least half, maybe more. Rat and brown. It's not even brown. It's yellow. Are you colorblind? That is the yellow cheese. It's very yellow cheese. I don't understand why the disconnect is happening here. Well, since I did all that, I'm going to take a break really quickly, stretch my legs. We've been at this for, what, 2 hours? Yeah, I'm going to stretch my legs. I'm going to make some coffee, and I'll come back within just a couple of minutes. Bear with me here. I don't mind the Halo 4 Pelican. I just see it as a variant. I just think it's so much uglier, and it's an objectively worse design. This mod is absolute cinema. Hell yeah, it is. I think I'm going to update the mod tonight. Put out the new update with all the, you know, updates to the Spire, all of the new fixes and polishing bits, new icons and stuff, all the little things. So I'll throw out an update tonight. This will be like the pre-final update. Probably do a handful more fixes, but expect the update tonight will be like basically the final update. But I'll save the final update for like tomorrow or the next day just to make sure I, you know, get everything polished, and then I'll like update all the images on Steam Workshop and stuff. But I'm gonna go make coffee. Give me just a handful of minutes here. I'll be right back, guys. Boo. I'm back. I got my coffee. I feel like $1,000,000. Urvathu said, what if elites were brutes? No, no, no. It's now canon that they're weird science experiments. Which hopefully they retcon to just not be used ever if they ever get around to remaking Halo 4. Please God. Please don't. Tomorrow. So we have 75 new bugs. No, I think we're good as far as bugs are concerned. I probably should go through and check the bug reports channel. I really don't want to, because that's going to add at least 1 or 2 new bugs to my list, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be brave. I'm looking over to Permafrost, bugs, and suggestions. These are suggestions. Banshee is laggy, has terrible desync. That actually, I do have that on my list for a fix. That'll make it a little nicer, I think. Crate's not functioning correctly. Weapons appear but cannot be grabbed. I think I fixed that. Weapon reflection bloom is crazy. Okay, that is actually valid. Forge palette problems. Bugs on the forge list. 1, no cheese. Machine gun falcon has no nose gun. Oh, that's actually good to know. Normal hornet and wrecked warthog should have snow textures. Add the permafrost equipment to the forge palette. Gravity pulse and airstrike. I think I did do that. That's good. Yeah, every other bug here is old and fixed. Golden. Basically just forge list tweaking. That's it. How do you know if a bug is client-side or map-side? I have enough experience in the Halo engine to generally tell what's going on when somebody reports a bug. If it's a bug that I genuinely don't know, I just have to go in and test and see and try to reproduce the bug and get a feel for what's happening. It's been a decent few times, but generally I have enough experience to know when something is just like... Is the kill barrier fixed yet? I'm going to be so real with you. I don't know why the kill barrier wouldn't work. I have tested it. The kill barrier is really solid. I don't know how somebody got out of the map, because there is a kill barrier that extends, or at least should extend, way beyond the bottom of the map and should kill anybody and everybody who gets there. Unless they're modding the game to make themselves invincible, the kill barrier is undefeated. This is the kill barrier. It goes out all the way to the edge of the map and beyond. In fact, just to be safe, I'll expand it all the way out to here. Just to make sure that it accounts for the entire map boundary. I'll even extend it a little lower. There we go. Just in case somebody was able to get past that. Now we're good. Because there technically was a hole in the kill barrier around over here, like way outside the map. So if you managed to like break through the barrier and come all the way over here, you probably could have survived, but now you can't. Fun over. Got a needle rifle, but it's locked behind an unopenable door. Like the fucking Tombstone map from Halo 2, where they put the Halo CE Magnum hidden inside like a weapon case behind a fence. That'd be kind of funny. You know what would be kind of cool, though? Just as like a random idea I had. Imagine for a firefight variant of this map, you kind of like fly in to... Maybe you start at like the Red Spire, you'd like fly in, right? And you would kind of like siege this area here. And then you would have the objective that would be like, firefight, waves are coming, fight. And then you got to move on. It's like move into the Spire, and then you got to come in here, and it's like take down Spire Dome right here, and then you like go for it, and then finally you gotta take down the Spire. It's like quick, call in a Mac cannon strike, boom, boom, boom. Maybe you gotta like move through the center of the map. Ooh, you know what? I don't know if you'd want to move through the center of the map here. Maybe it'd be better if you moved through like here actually after taking the Spire down. Then you could like come through here and like capture like some Forerunner ruins type thing. Blah, blah, blah. You gotta move through here. And then finally you're at the Spire here. Maybe you would want to, instead of going through there, maybe you would like have to jump down here and then wrap around and like fight around the center of the map instead. That would go kind of hard. Then finally you make your way to the Spire here. Yeah, I think if I was doing a firefight, I'd probably like block up certain areas to like prevent the normal multiplayer map flow. Spartan Ops, but it's good. Yeah, I mean, that would go pretty hard. Yeah, if I was going to do a firefight, I would definitely need to like linear-ify the map, if that makes sense. basically, like, remove the Forerunner bridges, for example. Don't call that firefight. That's true. It basically just kind of becomes a mission at that point. Well, I guess fire. It could be like single player invasion. You know, it'd be single player invasion, and you're always the humans. Firefight is like endless survival. That's true. It would be more like. Well, COD Zombies kind of has the progression that Firefight kind of lacks. Progression of like through the like levels, you unlock new areas and stuff. So I feel like it would be, this concept I'm saying would be more like COD Zombies than Halo's standard firefight, because you do unlock new areas. Yum. I gotta write one thing down on the list. New list item. Redo ground and cliff textures. Gotta be done. Not happy about it, but I need the ground textures and stuff to be fixed. They've become slightly offset over time as I've made changes to the map, which has caused little things like this, where areas are like extra dark for no reason, or the cliffs are slightly offset in the way that their textures are generated. Gotta fix it. Gotta be done. Bro just doesn't want to call it Spartan Ops for real. Yeah, wouldn't. Thought he was adding firefight to the list? No, God, not right now. That's a lot for right now. In the future, perhaps. I would definitely be down to make a variant of the map that's like that. It'd be maybe a good way to experiment with doing campaign stuff without having to dive straight into campaign first. Could be cool. I like it conceptually. It would just be a large project to do the firefight, because I would basically just have to do an enormous amount of scripting. Bundle for the armory pack costs $20. I don't even know what armory pack is. Is that for the new Halo? You could split the map up if you did firefight for more content. Oh yeah, I wouldn't bundle, like... I would make it a separate mod. It would be like Permafrost firefight, or Permafrost campaign or something. Maybe I'll come up with a better name for it, but you know, it would be separate. Damn, wait, the armory pack with weapon skins and armor skins is $20? Dude, it's time for the Permafrost Battle Pass, bro. Gotta get that premium edition of Permafrost. Oof. Let's get it, gamers. Everybody loves a Battle Pass, don't they? Let's throw on the Permafrost Battle Pass, guys. Come on. Let's do it. Progression Frost. Yeah, dude, it's not feature creep anymore. It's progression creep. Very different. Very different. Damn, that's some good coffee. Oh shoot, I don't think I ate today, man. After stream later, I gotta make myself a big meal. Permafrost didn't reach when? Oh, you know what, actually, I keep meaning to send Permafrost to Skaboodly, but I get so caught up in my work at night that... Yeah. I'll leave that to Skaboodly. I gotta send it to... In fact, let me DM him real quick so he doesn't think I'm ghosting him. I guess we could do the forge objects. I wanted to do something a little bit more fun than that, though. We got weapon icons. That's so boring. I don't think this hard color recoding fix probably worked for the elites, but maybe. Is there anything else that would be really interesting to work on right now besides literally painting more grass down? Banshee weapon sync could be interesting. It would be basically a custom weapon for the Banshee with a model so that the projectile is actually rendered correctly. That would be kind of smart to add. Flip teams variable. I'm definitely not going to experiment with that tonight. I'm going to add more grass and forgery texture onto the current to-do. Throw that in there. As for the rest... Add more sound scenery. I'll just throw that by the grass. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what more sound scenery I need to add into this map. If you come over into the Spire, you can hear I added these like Covenant kind of engine noises, which are okay. And up here, there's kind of this electric-y sound, which kind of sounds like a very energized. It's not the kind of sound that I necessarily want, but it's okay. I wanted there to be some kind of sound effects happening in the Spire that made you feel like it was a bit energized. Do you have some other computer you could test the multiplayer stuff with? Technically I do, but I don't have a second Microsoft account or Steam account with MCC, so I can't. I have a laptop. It's just, honestly, it would be really nice if I could just do co-op, you know, or I could just boot up a headless instance to test networking. That would be excellent. Yo, Nande! Thank you for the 34 months! Welcome back! It's good to have you. You're here for one of the final Permafrost streams. It just works. That it does. You know what we could do? Who wants more Spire Dome shaders action, guys? Anyone? Anyone, come on. We can finally add in Zophie's updated shaders, guys. Guys, anyone want to watch me tweak the Spire Dome shaders for an hour? Anyone? Come on, this is content. This is content. Well, since you guys are forcing my hand, actually, Zophie did just send me, before stream, some updated shaders, again, with even more features and things. So I'm actually going to throw those into my editing kit real fast. All right, let me throw out the elite biped from this scenario real quick, because I want to make sure the scenario is not just overloaded with crap. Actually, we don't even use the human watchtower or human military barrier anymore. I can just remove those. Well, we should probably move the destroyed frigate at some point or do something with it. It doesn't have any collision. It's kind of a mess, and I don't feel like making collision. Maybe I'll grab some of the Reach destroyed frigate pieces instead. The Reach destroyed frigate pieces might be kind of awesome to have. Because they look better. They actually just look better than the Halo 3 one. I threw the Halo 3 one down on the map like ages ago. Let me pull this up in Reach really fast. Reach's destroyed frigate pieces are pretty nice looking. Pretty damn nice looking. Just make it a Covenant themed map purely. Well, the destroyed frigate kind of implies Covenant theme, you know, destroying the humans, having spires and stuff, etc., etc. Let's see here. It should be under Vehicles, Human, UNSC Fleet. We want Stalwart class frigate, and then frigate destroyed. Take a look at this. Frigate destroyed scenery has... Oh, I can't even look at the model. How about this? How about this? Oh, still can't see the model. What about the device machine, though? Yeah, it's not showing. I can at least extract it, though. Let's give it a little look. I think I don't have Foundry installed on my current version of Blender because it blew up for some reason. It was kind of incompatible now because they updated it. Crisp updated it to be reliant on newer versions of Blender. So I got to switch from my Halo 3 version of Blender on Steam because for whatever reason at some point I decided to use Steam for Blender. I don't know. We're going to switch to 5.2, which I think has everything I need. And then, I suppose, while Blender's loading up and we're trying to take a look at the destroyed frigate to see if we can, like, chop it up and replace the crappy, like, Halo 3 style destroyed frigate here. I do generally like how this looks, but, I think a Reach version would probably look a lot better. Plus, this has what? It has, like, no collision, right? You can just fall right through it. Yeah, I've personally never seen anyone in my games go through it. People just kind of assume it's solid and don't even try. But I think Reach versions would look a lot better than the... Because this one's just split down the middle, you know? Like, that's from the cutscene. We all know where that's from. Welcome to Gonza! Thank you for the very generous 69.
I have spent way too much monies today.
Oof, I feel that.
Spend more but Halo so you get cool points.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your generosity. It's been so slow lately for anybody wanting to, like, tip or super chat or anything like that, just because I've been doing the most boring-ass polishing content on Permafrost, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just waiting until I'm done with all this crap. I think we probably have, like... I want to just estimate tomorrow would probably be, like, the final day of Permafrost. Our list of to-do is very small. Very, very small. We've knocked out more than half of everything on the list today. And there's really just not much left. Which is weird because the end results are getting cooler and cooler. I'll take... I mean, I do think these small changes that I'm making, besides the ones that aren't visual, really, that are, like, just under the hood fixes. Well, I guess they're all visual at the end of the day. Like, even the animations. I think more people would pop around. Now, I haven't been posting as many like shorts and things lately. That's what I'm going to be working on tonight. After stream, I'm going to start just spamming my different social medias again. I've been kind of sleeping. I've been working on other side projects rather than focusing on my YouTube and other social medias lately. So it should be a little better over the next like week as I'm spamming content out. I'm going to be working on my next long form video as well. I've been sleeping on that. I got medicated recently for my ADHD, so I'm finally in like a mental capability space of just actually doing what needs to be done rather than just getting stun locked constantly. So that's nice. It helps. All right, Blender. Good. We do have Foundry. It's got all my Halo scaling properties. How's the ADHD meds? Very beneficial. Also, the effectiveness fell off pretty quickly. So I'm gonna have to talk to my psychiatrist and be like, yo, update me. Update me, yo. Please. But generally, really effective. Especially at the beginning, I was like, hell yeah, dude. I can do anything I want right now. This is so much better. Executive dysfunction. Gone. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and translate our... This is Blender. We're gonna take the frigate destroyed model. We're gonna throw it into here. Foundry importer. I use default settings because I don't use this enough to intelligently tweak things. Let's see. Generating materials. Oh! Baboon. Oh, Baboon is such an incredible program. All right, here is the destroyed frigates. What I love about this is it looks like it's pieced together. It actually fully looks like it's pieced together. Except it's not. Because if you look in the regions, never mind, there's no regions. Regions are stored in the balls. Somewhere. What? Oh, here. Yeah, so be right. You have the wing that comes off with debris. You got the other wing that comes off as debris. You got the front section that also disconnects as large debris. My goodness. It's beautiful. Best to remember to supplement to your daily lifestyle and not something to rely purely on. No, I 100% agree. They worked for me a little bit like placebos. If I wanted to, they would work better. If I wanted to get distracted, they felt kind of useless. Yeah, I'm not trying to rely on them in the way that they'll... how do I put it? I know that it's not like a fix. It still requires me to actually put in effort, and I don't want to become reliant on it in the way that I just expect it to fix me or whatever. It's definitely the kind of thing where I would much rather ensure that I'm actually just still working my ass off and get like it just it's not a perfect fix, you know what I mean? It's good, but it's not perfect. It's always up to me at the end of the day. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the right side, we're gonna split it off. We're gonna take the left side, we're gonna split it off. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. And then we're going to take the front and we're going to split it off as well. So now we've got our frigate and our different pieces. That's very nice. Love to see it. As far as the entire model goes, in order to make this actually useful in Permafrost, unfortunately we do actually have to make a collision model for it. God bless America. Goddamn right. Let me think here. I think what I might do for the collision model is just kind of delete the tidbits, keep the general layout and shape of everything, and then try to just like quad remesh. Hold on, do I have quad remesh on this version of Blender? Quad remesher? No, I don't. Unlucky. Well, I can send it back. Actually, now that I've saved this, actually, let me save this out. There's my Halo Campaign Evolved editing kit. Now we're going to do models, Halo 3. This is going to be Frigate Reach Destroyed. Awesome. Okay, save that. We're going to switch back to the other version of Blender now. And then I'll be able to edit this properly. Files, no, game versions and beta, switching back to 4.5? Yeah, 4.5, I'm pretty sure. Okay, go back to the old version of Blender. Now, I do want to edit the shaders on this again. Let's grab Zophie's updated shaders. Shout out Zophie for, once again, just grinding her ass off. Insane work. Insane work. Let's close the map real fast. As far as getting these shaders in, again, it's always the same shit, like every single time, which is just shoving all the shaders into my tags folder. Pretty easy to do. Blender's in. I think it's still... Oh, it's done. I think it's just scanning the file. Go on, Chrome. Go on, Chrome. You got this. You got this. No, flashbang. But if it's something helping you should take a step forward and be proud. Yeah, I'm definitely grateful. Like, I scored really fucking high on my ADHD tests. Obviously, they're not definitive. It was bad, though. It was very bad. It was pretty obvious that I had ADHD for a long time. I never got diagnosed as a kid or anything like that. I think it runs in my family. I think pretty much... I would not be surprised if most of my siblings had it as well. But I scored really high on the test. I remember very clearly, I was talking to my psychiatrist, and I was like, you know, I don't really want to take this medication every day because I just don't like the idea of being on medication regularly. You know, I've never had to take anything my whole life, and, you know, I just don't want to be, you know, having to rely on everything day to day. I just want to, you know, I like how I am day to day already, except for the part where I can't do anything that I want to. I took the test. The test is supplementary. It's already pretty obvious that I had ADHD, but the test went like this, right? You take the test, very simple, basic test with like shapes and timing and memorization. I hated that test. I did terrible. I knew I did terrible. It was so frustrating. The way they designed it was like triggering me super hard. Thought it was going to be easy. It was not, which made me feel stupid. But I did it anyway. Test goes score-wise 0 to 100. Anything over 50 indicates ADHD. So all you have to do basically is score over a 50 and they'll be like, yeah, you probably got ADHD. I scored an 87. Fucking 87. 3 off of 90 out of 100. It was bad. I knew it was bad. I just didn't know it was that bad until I got the results. And, dude, my poor fucking psychiatrist was like trying to get me to understand. I was like, yeah, I don't want to take these. He was like, listen. I was like, yeah, I just want to be able to do my work. He's like, yeah, work is great, but what about everything else in your life? What about chores? What about talking to people? What about interacting? And I was like, oof, I do really struggle with that a lot. He's like, I'm going to be honest. You kind of have an extreme case here. You're probably going to want to take these every day. And I was like, he's probably right. I don't want him to be right, but I think he's right. But yeah, almost got an A on that test. 87. That's like a B plus, you know. I mean, it's a B. I like to think of it as a B plus. Not to brag, but kind of got a high score on that. Would it sound better if you added the song Covenant Dance when you're infiltrating the enemy spire? It could. The music in the mod right now is extremely basic. It's just like simple tracks, you know, like background music that plays when you're just kind of walking around the campaign. They're very generic tracks that kind of just fill the space. The only time that like music ever plays with like big motifs and things is during map events. Everything else is just kind of this looping, ambient kind of idle track at all times, which I would like to do better music, but when you kind of have a map where it's just a lot of downtime and idle time, and the music really only changes when you're like attacking somebody's base, I feel like doing the ambient idle tracks is probably the move. Because I can't like magically blend the songs and music together as well as I could in like campaign, because my music system's a little cursed. All right, we're so back. Updated shaders. We're so back. I honestly don't fully know what changed. I would have to consult the Zophie changelog. But everything still looks pretty fucking amazing, so that's a good sign. That's definitely a good sign. I like it. Like it. I mean, as long as you're just taking a single pill, I wouldn't mind taking my older fan and take 5. Oh, yeah. Once you hit like 5, that's like, there's something wrong. If I just need 1 and it's optional, sure. I can make my peace with that. I can make my peace with that. But if I need to take like 5, holy dude, no thanks. I'm good. I'm good. Not about that life, dude. Because then you take 1, and it's like, oh, well, when you take this one, oh, you're having a bad side effect here, I'll give you another pill that'll, like, down that side effect. And it's like, yeah, you know that pill I gave you to stop the side effects? Well, it's actually going to, like, raise your blood pressure. So I'm going to give you another one that's going to lower the blood pressure to counteract it. And it's like, oh, well, that lowering blood pressure one also had a side effect, so I'm going to give you this one to, like, stop your nausea or whatever. And then you're just, like, 10 pills deep, and you're like, is it even worth it, bro? Like, god damn, what? Like, at that point, what's going in your body? Shit. Spire Dome time. We shall experiment once again. Actually, that's a lie. We need to do the fucking... frigate. We're getting to the end of the Halo 3 soundtrack. Let's reset. I want my Halo 2 music. Grab the pills. Couple things of meth a day will sort you right out. Hell yeah, brother. I hate that that's like very similar to literally the meds my doctor prescribed me. It's ridiculous. Alright, we need the, what is it? Frigate Reach Destroyed is what I named the folder just a second ago. There it is. Excellent. So here is our awesome frigate. We're going to save this to a new file. So now we can actually put this in the game. But we need to make some collision models. So we're going to hide these bad boys real quick. And we're going to start pretty basic here. Collision model wise, I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Let's see, what's our textures looking like? Wow, amazing. Anyway. Let's go ahead and create a new collection for our collision. What? Throw that up here. Markers need to go in render. Collision goes up here, and I'm just going to call this render. So for collision, I'm going to make this very simple. We're going to start by duplicating the front, which we'll actually call this front. This is front, mid, left, right. Awesome. So we'll start with front collision. Now, I don't need this collision to be super fancy or anything. In fact, most of these bits that are sticking out, I can probably get away with just not... Damn, this thing is a lot of vertices. Holy fuck, this is a detailed object. I'm actually going to have to be, like, really careful with this. Alright, so let's get rid of as many materials as we can first and foremost. We're going to need to get rid of all the lights. These are unimportant to our collision, so we're just going to completely delete them. We're going to keep that. I'll keep that for now as well. This seems relatively important. So details seems like I might actually be able to just get rid of a lot of these. I'll keep the front bits for collision here. This is not going to be important. That's not going to be important. Neither are these. None of that's important. So we can get rid of the rest of these. I feel like this frigate is way more detailed than the vanilla one in the game, to be honest. Alright, collision-wise, we got a bunch of crap in here for the tech stuff. We're going to get rid of that. Burning tech. We'll need to keep a lot of this, but... Yeah, because it's used on a lot of that. We'll keep that for now. Invalid. Literally just a couple of random faces on the inside that don't even do anything. Sure, let's get rid of those. So decals, we don't want any of the decals. We need to get rid of those. Collision model will explode if I try to have those. Windows, another thing we need to get rid of. And space decal is unused. Let's remove all those extra materials we just got rid of. Simplify this pretty substantially. And now instead of trying to worry too much about like collision massively, I think I'm going to start deleting little details that I don't think are going to be useful. The trouble with this object is there's so many little bits sticking out here that I'm a little bit worried about how it'll... I want the collision to be reasonably dense. You know, I don't want it to like not match it. Like, I want players to be able to like walk on these objects and stuff, but there's so many little things where I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't even need collision. Players realistically shouldn't even be able to get to this thing. You know what? We just gotta hit him with the boom. Perfect. What are you? Heck black burning. Yeah, that is a thing, isn't it? Yeah. I'm trying to brainstorm. What's the frigate for? I'm going to swap out the Halo 3 frigate that we've had on the map for ages that has no collision at all for a Reach frigate that's like more detailed and destroyed. It should look a lot better. Right now I'm just trying to think of the smartest way to build the collision for this without like completely breaking everything. I want it to be reasonably detailed, but like when you look at the depth and detail on this collision model, it's a lot as it stands right now. And I think it would be a huge pain in the ass to try and get this in game as is. I'm gonna do this. Let's save this. Save as, and I'm gonna do a merge by distance on this collision model. Hopefully it doesn't break everything. Okay, we lose a lot of vertices. That's good. Let's clear our custom split data. Definitely shade flat so we can see stuff a little clearer. There's a lot of little bits and things inside that I definitely don't want in here. Like, what's so confusing to me is this outer shell, for example, completely covers like an entire inner shell that is invisible, and I don't understand why. It makes it seem like this version of the frigate is massively more detailed. This is Savannah? Yeah, pretty much. I can make it any frigate I want. It's got the Grafton and Savannah nameplates that I can change the textures out on. I might just give it a custom texture for the text, actually, so we can have our own frigate on Permafrost. I think that would be pretty cool. What is this? Where are you? Oh. So I think I'll do the front part first. I'll try to make this a collision model. I think it's going to blow up and not let me do this, because there's probably like a billion different things that are like... Oh wait, can I select non-manifold geometry? Hold on, select... by traits, loose geometry. No. Select... I swear there's like a non-manifold geometry. Maybe not. Maybe not. Similar face regions freestyle. No, it's going to be similar to current selection. Loose geometry, interior faces. What's interior faces going to do? Nothing. Understood. Frigate should be called Requiem. It's kind of cool. It reminds me of something that somebody might put in a sequel to Halo 3. Edge loop, select, boundary, loop. I don't think it's going to be anything for that. Let me see. Blender, select, non-solid geometry. Non-manifold or loose geometry. I just did that, and yet they were... Whatever. Merge by distance. Merge by distance. Merge by distance. Merge by distance. Okay. I don't know why I had to do it that many times, but sure. Again, let's try again. Select by trait. Loose geometry. Okay, no loose geometry. That's good. Select by trait. Non-manifold. Oh my! That's a lot of non-manifold geometry. Yeah, why didn't you, you know, I gotta do a better job at merging. Let's try that again. Select. By trait. Non-manifold. Okay, we're getting somewhere. See, now that is the kind of thing I don't want on here. Except I'm seeing a bunch of it still in this area. Oh, no, wait. These are actually just fully non-manifold. Not good. Excuse me. What did I just... Oh. What does that leave me with? Nothing usable. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, this will never work as a collision model. That's a damn shame. I think I'll just have to do it all manually. Oh boy, isn't that fun? Alright, I'll do this the easy way. We're gonna go like this. This object right here, these objects right here, this thing. Congrats, you're a piece of collision. Over here. You. Nah, we'll go with literally just that. Let's throw you on there just for fun because I'm feeling quirky. Looks good. Congrats, your collision. Let's do the top now. You. Grab you. 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 And yeah, we could probably grab some of these. Might as well. Getting somewhere. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's grab the centerpiece. Let's grab the side pieces. Do the same on this side. Side pieces. Boom, boom, boom. Getting there. I just want the basis for all this stuff, you know? It doesn't need to be perfect, but I want the general big shapes, the things that people actually might collide with. Okay, that looks pretty robust as far as the overall shape of this thing goes. That just leaves a bunch of internal crap that I am... Dude, how much of this did they model? Holy fuck, there's a lot going on in here. Damn. But yeah, most of this is useless. It's crazy how much they modeled though, for real. So that kind of leaves us with this, which if we look... basically just discludes the extra bits of the stuff sticking out and some little things here and there. So I feel like this is a pretty good way to do this. Let's check this out. We're gonna do, in order to make this work. I'll do delayed. No, what? Just trying to make the frigate a little nicer. Might as well, right? Let's do loose geometry. Select. Okay, so there's no loose geometry. Let's see about non-manifold. We got stuff here for non-manifold. These bits up here also non-manifold. Bits up front, some parts back here. Decent amount of stuff that's just kind of floating around. It would be a lot of fixing up to get most of this in, and I don't really feel like doing all that, so I might just like do the bare minimum here. I'm being real with you guys. I don't feel like doing like a bazillion years of this. It's definitely fixable. I could sit here for a while and slowly fix all this up. But do I want to do that? Absolutely fucking not now. I think I might just big brain it. And by that, I mean Google how the fuck to do this. that actually fixed, like, most of the geometry? What? Ah! Why did that work reasonably well? What the fuck? It's definitely got a ton of issues here and there, but all I did was just hit fill. And, like, almost everything worked. That's insane. Ah, whatever, dude. Anyway, there's so much bullshit I gotta do here. What do we got here? Anyway, I'm just not even gonna worry about it right now. We'll just keep the collision as is. It'll have a bazillion errors, and I'll just say fuck it. We'll just make it the Savannah for now, maybe, just for fun. We'll have the front part here, and we'll have just this in. We're gonna throw this in game, and it'll look really weird. I think I'm gonna be missing mostly all of the textures on it, but this will just be a test to kind of get a feel for how broken this is. If it's gonna be too much work, if it's not even gonna be worth it. Etc, etc. You kind of get the gist of it. Oh, and we got collision. You know, I actually have to re-export really quick in the background. I don't want to put hidden geometry on. Okay, cool. So, we're going to go ahead and put this in objects, levels, huge towers. Frigate reach right here. We're going to do frigate reach destroyed. Throw that in there, and then we're going to create a new folder for this. Objects. Huge towers. I guess I'll use, like, what's another good scenery I could use for this? I'll just use the Spire. No, not the Spire, because that's not in this folder. We'll use Halo Wars 1 Barracks for this. Build pad. Scenery, model, boom. Perfect. Frigate, reach, destroyed. I'll do this front folder. That's where it'll go. Cool. And we should be able to just get that in right now. It won't have any of the required textures. I do have some of the textures it'll need, actually. I kind of recreated them ages ago. Should be in here, right? Yeah. Actually, wow, that's like not all of them, but quite a few. I'll be missing some of the destruction textures, so I'm gonna throw these in here. But yeah, not bad, not bad. Should get it mostly in right away. Sick. Shout out me for just having this ready. But bounding radius of like 250 world units because this thing's big as fuck. Oh, I'm in expert mode. And let's put it in bulk import. Oh, you know what? It's gonna blow up, isn't it? It's gonna be too detailed. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, it's probably gonna have way too many vertices. This thing by default has... Yeah, good God, it's got 30,000 verts. Halo 3 is not gonna be a big fan of that. Writing out collision model was fine, but had a bunch of errors. But it succeed? It's such a long-ass thing. Oh, I guess it succeeded. I have no idea how it even managed that, but I will take it. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Half of it's going to be Da Vinci Code, which is going to look whack, but whatevs. Frigate reach destroyed, front, put the front part in. Collision model is going to be atrocious. It's not going to have collision because of all the exploded bits on it, but yeah, it does look cool. Minus the Da Vinci Code stuff. Texture's pretty rad. I remember when I made this, it was like a hybrid between the Halo 3 textures and the Reach ones. I would argue it's visually more appealing. Okay, besides the Da Vinci Code, obviously. Boom. So similar, most people are never going to notice the difference. The Halo 3 one, front-wise, and the Halo Reach one, front-wise, are extraordinarily similar. Turn that to not automatically. Position our Reach one over here. Throw it into a cool spot against the wall. You know, maybe there's a cooler way I could position it, actually, so that you can kind of see the internals of it on the cliff here. That would go kind of hard. Probably I need to set it to not be shadow casting, so this whole area is not, like, pitch black because of it. Let's fix that. There we go. Oh, it still is casting a shadow, isn't it? Let's set that... Or no, is that the cliff? That's just the cliff. Damn, look at that. That's fucking, like, menacing. Wait, that's so fucking cool looking. Are you for real? Let's turn off the spire dome so I can see it better.
Alert. Red Team's Spire Shield is now offline.
And that goes kind of hard. That angle is sick. The shader's a little dark, though, to be honest. This thing looks like it's pitch black, even in the surrounding environment. I should probably tweak that so it looks a little nicer. Or maybe pushed a bit into the mountain as if the piece actually fell into the mountain. Oh, you mean like have it fall backwards, like slid down a little? That seems pretty doable.
Blue Team, priority resupply.
This, but with like the
Albatross
glowing,
inbound with
burning
target
stuff that it's
designator.
supposed to have, would look really sick. Yeah, I just need to get the extra materials, and obviously there's no collision right now if I like walk on it, because the collision model is super busted. It would be great to get it fixed up fully, and I definitely could, but it's going to take so much work that I just really feel like it's not even worth it. I remember the front bit to be on the hill a bit. Oh yeah, it's angled weirdly up. I didn't want to move it because it looks so cool, but like logically, does it make sense? No, absolutely it does not. Realistically, it should probably be like that. Well, that's a little bit too much, actually. Let's tweak that up a little. Still goes pretty hard. I really like that. What up, Nentaku? How you doing? Yeah, no, that's pretty sick. And then the rear part would look even better, because the Halo 3 one, as cool as it is and all, the rear part from Reach, I feel like would look really sick. Do midsection, hide the collision. The midsection in Reach is like destroyed. Let me just get the midsection in real quick. And the side sections, I'm not even going to worry about their collision right now. I'll have to get around to it. But I at least visually want to see what it's going to look like. Because I could position the wings and stuff in such a way that it's going to look a lot more like realistically destroyed than this one, which just has its wings fully attached still. Which seems a bit silly considering the level of destruction this thing has probably gone through. Go ahead and do this then. We'll keep this, just do this part. There. We have front. We'll do mid. Let's do tool. Oh, you know what? No, we can just do it here, actually. This will get in right away and be super quick. Mid scenery. attach it to the mid model here. And all we gotta do is open it, hit a button, and then it's done. Hopefully. How many verts is this? Oh, this one's less. This one's fine. Right? Debatable. Still probably take a second. Port the Mortal Reverie model in. That destruction looks like... I don't know what that is. Mortal Reverie. Crazy that these models are importing. They're like way more dense than the usual models I put in. If I try to do this on the Spire in like a single region, I feel like it would blow up. Making me a little confused. How would I position this on the hill here? Because I definitely want to have destroyed wings to go along with it. A lot smaller of an object than the previous one. Probably need to rotate it like onto its side somehow. Like that. Pull out of this a bit. And move it further down the hill, down there a little bit. That's not too bad. Now that I think about it, I actually only need collision for this thing, because it's going to be the only object that's actually in the map. These don't need it at all. They're just going to be like scenery objects up on the hill. That actually means that I could go kind of hard making the collision genuinely decent on this, rather than stressing about the fact that I need to do a bunch of different collision. That's kind of exciting. That means I actually could do good collision for it and just not even worry about it. I'll take it. Let's do the left wing next. Dude, the destruction on this is so nice. I can't wait to get actually good textures like filled in for this. It's going to go hard. All right, next up, we're going to do destroy left. Okay, so we're going to need a folder called left, folder called render, and then we're going to take our objects here, these two. Get this hooked up. Bulk import it, and just to save some time while it does that, let's get the right one out of the way too. Nice, that one's already done. Love to see it. Get the right one. Same deal here. What? Okay, left is good. We'll spawn that in a second, and then while we're spawning that one in, we'll have right getting hooked up and set up correctly in the meantime. Go to the right model. Bulk import. Okay. Actually, I had both of these scenery objects in while we're here. Left dot scenery. Hello. And then right dot scenery. With both the wings in hand, we should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Left wing. Kind of awkward to position it. Holy fuck! It's chill, it's chill. Ah, music! Now, how do we want to position the wings? I feel like I want to have one wing kind of like flat and like hanging off the cliff with like the exposed bits going. Looks like it's precariously hanging there. Let's do this, where it's kind of lightly merged in with the terrain. I think I'll have to adjust the angle to be a bit stiffer. Maybe move it down a little more. Rotate it up a little more. I don't know, I'm just kind of doing a little dance with it. Not bad, not bad. Now that I'm really taking a look at it, it's kind of boring the way that it's placed. I'd like to have it maybe be like rotated so the engines are showing or something. Let me try placing the other one first, and then I'll see how I feel. Kind of liking it. Kind of liking it. Okay. Rotate it a bit harsher in that angle. Even more, actually, like that. And then I feel like I could comfortably place it about there. That's not bad. There's debris strewn about. I think it's visually more interesting. I'd just like to know why the front part is so dark. Compared to here, everything seems like it's lit up pretty well. Over here, it's almost like it's stuck in shadow. It's a bit odd. I don't think there is any shadow that it should be casted upon. Even the origin point should be, yeah, it's all the way over here. Maybe I just need to re-import it. That might be what's happening. Let me give that a go. Do front model. Like it's a fog? No, I don't think it's that. I think it might have been because I had this weird region setup going on the model tag when I very first imported it. We'll just give it another go. See if it helps at all. It's definitely being shadowed by something. Could be just the environment, the location I placed it. The map will affect the lighting a bit. I could also just try to set it to use air probe lighting if this doesn't fix it. That way I can just say, fuck it. Make it render a little nicer. Because those are up in the sun, so they're like super well lit. We'll see though. Well, that didn't fix it. Probably just unlucky. Oh, wait, maybe? No, that was a collision. Yeah, let's do this. Let's try skylighting. It's a little brighter. Maybe it is the fog. No, I don't think it's the fog. Well, because this one's also dark, but it's actually in a shadowed region. How about air probe lighting? Oh, air probe lighting saved it. I think I'll do it on the left one as well. I think, you know, I'm just going to do it on all of them while I'm here. Might as well. They'll render a lot better and show up a lot nicer. Considering how large they are, trying to like make them beholden to the map's shadow map is not wise. Alright, with those saved, we should see a little bit of a change. Boop. Yeah, it's a little better. A lot clearer to see. Even this one got a little bit brightened up. I think they look better. I like it. And then once we get like the actual final textures in it, obviously it'll look a hell of a lot better with all the DaVinci Code stuff. But that's pretty sick, actually. What I like a lot is this view over here. from this base, like just seeing this thing like pointed out goes kind of crazy hard. You know, let me do it manually, because I haven't even gotten to really, like, fully enjoy the new Spire interior bits lately. I need to figure out what's going on there. Figure out why that texture looks so off. Might be missing, like, some objects in the actual elevator segment. Maybe I'll save that as, like, a tiny tweak to the Spire tomorrow or something. Let's see. Let's take down the Spire dome here. They're trying to get me! They're trying to get me!
Alert. Red Team's Spire Shield has been disabled.
I really like that. The way it's angled just looks so cool to me. That, with proper textures, a little bit of glow and stuff, will go stupid hard. Oh. Oh. I literally just heard that dude slam into the wall.
Be advised. Blue Team target designator deployed.
Oh shit. They want me dead. Ah! I missed. I fucking missed. Oh! Oh! They cooked my ass. They cooked my ass. Damn, that lighting looks good. The frigate adjustments are subtle. Most players won't notice them, but I think it looks good. I like having more destroyed pieces. Possibly a good idea is a bit of lighting on the frigate to have like a flicker. Yeah, I can do something like that. I'll probably just try to keep it in textures rather than adding another new dynamic light to the map, but I do like the idea. I think I'm done for tonight, though, guys. We're over 3 hours. I got a lot of stuff I want to do as far as shorts and long-form content, so I'm going to dip out for the night. Down scope, a small interior section of the frigate would be fun to fight in. It is a bit out of scope, but it would be cool, especially considering there's quite a lot going on here. Rooms and stuff. It's kind of big. You can walk around in there. But now I'm going to head out, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream today. I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow, 6 p.m. as usual. I think tomorrow is going to be, like, just to give myself some wiggle room, I'm going to say second to last Permafrost workday. And then I think the mod will be fully released. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I'm going to go work on some YouTube shorts. I'm going to work on some long-form videos that I've had on the backlog for a while. Got that motivation, got that grind. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I do want to give a huge shout-out, obviously, to all you guys who supported me today. Super chats, tips. Thank you. It really means a lot. Doing Halo modding in the big 2026. You already know, dude. Ain't exactly ideal. So I'll give you guys some more content in the form of shorts and videos, but I'm going to go work on those. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get the frigate finished tomorrow, as well as a couple other fun little things. Map's looking good, man. Map's looking good. You guys have a great night. You also have a great night in Taku, and that applies to all you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Be there. Join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Bye!